Alright, so I haven't done one of these in a while. This is a fall. There's another intro I did, but I don't know which one I want to use yet. I might just keep both because why not? But basically, this is a very long video showing every game I own to an extent. I'm going to do my 360 games, then all my physical games. So all my digital 360 games, then all the physical games, which is PS3, PS2, PS1, GameCube, and Wii. It's gonna be, and then I'm gonna do Steam games, and then I'm gonna do my digital PS3 games, and then I'm gonna do my digital PS4 games. This has already turned out way longer. I'm about halfway through. I just did the physical and 360 ones. I'm gonna do the Steam, and then I'm gonna do my PS3, and then I'm gonna do my PS4. Like I just said, and I'm losing my goddamn mind. But basically, this has already gotten way fucking longer than I intended it to be. So I don't. This isn't really a watch type video. This is more of a listen in the background while you do something else. So, just a fair warning. Also, any questions about any games I own, any game you think like, oh, that would be a cool let's play, make the comment as it happens. It's a long video. Like normally I'm against this. Normally I'm like, oh, just waiting for your comments till the end or initial ones in the beginning. I don't care when you make a comment for this. Just like as you hear something that interests you, make a fucking comment. They might get caught in the spam filter. I'll have to go through and allow them. But I want opinions, like which games would be cool let's plays, based on the games you've seen me like what do you think would be a good recommendation? Anything, just like be as interactive as possible. I'm encouraging a lot of fucking comments in this video, because it's going to be like 2 hours, so yeah. Anyway, so with that, that's the intro. Now, it's going to be a smash cut to me doing the other ones, and I'm going to give another intro, and it's going to be really confusing, but just ignore that. And go. So I'm going to do a game collection video type thing, because I haven't done one of these in like 2 years. So, this is, I don't know, to show people what games I own, and maybe they give recommendations, maybe they see a game and like, oh, you should do a let's play on that. And I'll be like, oh, maybe, probably not. But, just thought I'd show them all off. So I thought I'd start with the one I use the very least, my 360, just because I don't want to leave anything out. Before I did them in a bunch of separate videos. I'm just gonna make this one long video. So for 360 I have a Kingdom for Keflings. That was an okay game. It was more fun the first time I played it, but I don't think I've gone back to it. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. It's alright. It's not a Banjo-Kazooie game, but like once you get past that, it's not that bad. These two are classic, obviously. I think I've only beaten Banjo-Kazooie. I've never beaten Tooie. And I don't think I 100%ed it. I might have, but they're fun games to play for like a weekend or something. Call of Duty 4, we'll go back to that later when I do the PlayStation video, because I have it for that too. Same with Castle Crashers. Civilization Revolution, fun game. It's kind of dumbed down version of regular Civilization, but this was the first one I really got into. This game kind of got me into the ones on PC. I'm a much bigger fan of those ones. Dead Rising. I'm a gigantic fan of this game. The series in general, but this game too. It's probably my favorite game for 360. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really, like, a lot of people hate the time mechanic, but I really enjoy it. I haven't platinumed this game, or it's not platinum here. I haven't 100% of this game. Because I've like every time I play it, because I never keep my 360 like updated, and like I'm constantly losing save data. Like now, like I had it all in a USB and I don't know what to do with it. So that's kind of held me back, but it's a fun game and I really enjoy it. Fable Anniversary, very fun game. I'm a huge fan of the original Fable for PC and whatever else, and this does a really good job of I don't know, like it was everything I wanted in a Fable Anniversary thing. This is the first time I played like the Lost Chapter. I actually did. I think I 100% of this one. Let's check if Xbox wants to load. I can't do this with all of them, but nope. Hang on. Wait. Oh, there's a trilogy. You should get that. Extras. Nope. Okay, great. Awesome. Fable 3. I think I 100% this one. I came close to it. It's an alright game. I have Fable 2 on disc somewhere, but again, I didn't bring it with me. So I think in descending order, I like Fable the most, then Fable 2, then Fable 3. And Fable 3 is an alright game, and Fable 2 is pretty good at times, but they definitely go down the more games they make. Halo Reach, I still have not played the story to this. I only played the multiplayer. It was fun. When I get an Xbox One, I want to go through all the Halos again and play this. Or, I want to go through the Halos for the first time and play the stories because I'm always more of a Sony kid. So that'll be fun. Left 4 Dead 2, we will talk much more about when I get to Steam. I have it on that too. Lost Odyssey. I have not finished this game, and I don't know if I ever will, but I really want to. It is a really fun game, and it's really like a great RPG. But like it's kind of tough to get into, and if you stop playing for like a moment, it's very hard to get back into. So I regret not playing this. I think the furthest I've ever made it was I made it to disc 2. I don't know how far I made it. Minecraft we'll talk more about, but just know I've perfected it on 360. It was not hard. I think I lost that perfection because I think they added achievements from the PS3 and PS4 versions, so I probably don't have a perfection anymore. Modern Warfare 2 we'll talk about on PS3. Once for Zombies Garden Warfare we'll talk about on PS4. Skyrim we will also talk about on PS3. I think I own Skyrim for 3 different systems, which is kind of ridiculous. State of Decay, that's a fun game. Not super fun, if that makes sense. Like, it's an okay game. I like the idea of getting resources and stuff like that in a zombie type game and like building a fortress. I just think it could be better implemented. This is definitely a good first start for this kind of game though. Like, it has a lot more potential than like what it actually delivered. Titanfall. A lot of people kind of shit on Titanfall now. I think the biggest problem with it is it would have been amazing to have a story mode, and I don't know why they didn't. Just for time and just kind of multiplayer, and just there was a lot of stuff lacking from the multiplayer. When they eventually make Titanfall 2, I think it's in development now, it'll be a lot more fun, and I like just the ability to like customize the color of your mech. Like, is that so crazy? Or just like customize parts for it. Titanfall 1 kind of felt like a demo or like a beta, but it was alright. I think I paid full price for it, but I don't regret it. I got really into it for a while. But, you know, I'm much more looking forward to Titanfall 2 because it's on PS4, which I have. Viva Pinata, I actually have the regular Viva Pinata too, but I haven't, so I perfected the original Viva Pinata. It's a fun game, not a kid's game. It's definitely like a kind of, what is it? It's a simulator type game. I don't know how you'd really describe it, but it is fun. I want to get more into Trouble in Paradise. But I think I'm going to hold off until I get an Xbox One, and then I'll just buy like the Rare Replay or whatever it's called, but it has all 30 Rare games. Because that has Viva Pinata and Trouble in Paradise, and I'd much rather play on an Xbox One than kind of hook up my old ass 360. So these are the 360 games I have. I also have on disc, I have Infinite Undiscovery, Lost Odyssey, Titanfall. I don't know why Titanfall's here. I think it's because I have the disc in. And then I have Fable 2. Those are my only 4 360 games. But it's all pretty fun. Yeah. So that is it for this. I'm going to quickly transition to this. I'm going to end the recording there. And then... So, instead of doing a video of it, I thought it would be more smooth if I just did pictures. So, actually, let me turn this off. I'm going to have to cut this audio at some point, but for now it's pretty good. I'm just gonna have pictures show of my game collection, my like physical games. So for the longest time I was in favor of like keeping cases and stuff like that. I loved looking at my collection, but going to college is just I couldn't bring them all. I needed one of these game case things. So here we are in sleeves. It feels so wrong. It feels like I'm working at GameStop again. But anyway, I have them in alphabetical order. So Africa. If you don't know the story behind this game or why I own this game, when I used to work at GameStop, it's funny that I mentioned that. I would, whenever you like, there's downtime and you're like organizing the store, I would always see Africa because it was always the first on the PS3 row, and it was the new game, and no one ever fucking bought it. And Carlos and I were going to do this thing where we were going to review games. It was actually where the name Dino Laser came from. It was originally Dino Laser Explosion. We were going to review games starting at A and then going to Z, but the catch was that I would pick a game for him to review and he would pick a game for me to review, and it didn't matter if the game was new or not. We just wanted to kind of fuck with each other. So he picked Africa, or I picked Africa for him, and he picked The Amazing Spider-Man for me, Except the problem with this was at the time I was working like 50 hours a week, and like I had one day off, and I did not want to fucking play Amazing Spider-Man on my day off. Like, it just wasn't a great game. I wanted to like relax and play games I wanted to play. And that was still while we were trying to record new videos at the time. But so he tried playing Africa. He fucking hated it, with good reason, and I think he lost a bet. So we did a thing where we both were streaming the original Sly Cooper, and the winner, whoever could 100% it first. I think it took us like 6 hours total. Would have to like, I don't remember what the wager was for me losing because I didn't lose, but if he lost, he had to play through Africa. I think I told him he had to platinum it, but I didn't get a chance to give it to him yet. He fucking hates this game. It's just so boring. It's just like taking pictures of like animals and stuff like that. It's not even, it's like mission based, but it's like you can't choose the missions, I think. So that's Africa. I think I do want to make him record it or let's. Oh, that's what it was. I mean, he has to do a let's play of Africa, and he's gonna fucking hate it. It's gonna be awesome. PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. I also have the downloaded version of this because it was free on PlayStation Plus 1 month. I actually platinumed that game. It's a fun game. It's an easy platinum, but it's a long platinum. If you have friends, it's definitely good. A lot of people compare it to Melee and or just to Smash Bros. Like, oh, it doesn't do this and this. Like, my argument is not every fucking fighting game has to be like Smash Bros. I know they're similar in premise, but I actually like the way the system works in All Stars. A couple things could be tweaked. It's not perfect, but I wish that they'd been able to get a sequel and maybe get some better rights to some of these characters. But whatever. Army of Two. Fun fact, I bought that and Carlos bought it, and we were going to play the campaign online, and then found out EA shut down the servers. So that is a couch multiplayer game now, and I don't know if I'll get around to it. But I have it, and I don't plan on returning it, so there it is. Assassin's Creed 3. Another funny story about Carlos on this one. Carlos bought Assassin's Creed 3 digitally. It was one of the first digital games he bought. He bought it for $60, and I had just finished Revelations, like just in time for Assassin's Creed 3, and I was burnt out. That's where I fell off Assassin's Creed. Like, Assassin's Creed 1, both of us were kind of like, it's alright, but it's not a great game. And then 2, we both loved it. Brotherhood, both loved it. Revelations, he played it first, and he was okay with it. I got burnt out. I was just like, I'm not really feeling it. Especially since it was fucking a yearly game. It's like, it's not enough time for me to process this and want to play Assassin's Creed again. So he bought it right at launch, played it, he beat it, and he was like, yeah, that wasn't that great. And over the next couple days and to the next couple weeks, he slowly grew to hate it more and more and more. And it was fucking amazing just watching this transformation. He now cannot fucking stand this game. It's just like the more he looks on it in the hindsight, the more he fucking hates it. And neither of us have played an Assassin's Creed since then. Yeah, I've heard good things about some of the other ones. I just lost interest. Actually, I have played 3. I should mention that. I got like halfway through and I was just kind of like, I'm just bored. So I stopped playing. Beyond Two Souls. So this is from the makers of Heavy Rain. And it was the game starring Ellen Page and her ghosty buddy. I enjoyed the game. I think the biggest problem with this game is that it does like the weird thing where it's like told in like flashbacks and like current event things. So the game's like timeline is all over the fucking place, and the game would have been immensely better if they just told it from her childhood to now. And for some reason they jumbled everything the fuck up. So it's a good game. Carlos doesn't like it as much as I did, but I don't mind it. I mean, I really do like Quantic Dream, the people who made Heavy Rain, so I had faith in it. But what are you gonna do? Bleach Soul Resurrection. I want to get back in this game. So it's basically just Dynasty Warriors with Bleach characters, but you can like go through the whole campaign of the Hueco Mundo arc, and I'm a huge Bleach fan. And it's fun. It just, once you beat it, it's kind of hard to get back into. I'd like to platinum it, but it's actually a really hard platinum. So I haven't really touched it that much. But yeah, I do plan to I go back to it every once in a while. I don't think I'll ever platinum it, but that's fun. I like owning it. That's Borderlands 2 Game of the Year Edition, and then the Game of the Year Edition content. I like Borderlands 2. The first time I played it, I hated Borderlands 1. Not hated, I was just really fucking bored by it. Carlos liked Borderlands 1, but he played the whole thing with one of his friends, so that's different. I was playing solo. Borderlands 2 can easily play solo. Even more fun with friends, but you can play it you can play it solo too. I like the game, and I played it this summer, and I went through the Pirate DLC, and almost got through the Mr. Torque's Campaign of Carnage thing, but I couldn't get past the last boss because I think I was not. It's a boss really designed for multiplayer, and I was playing single player, and I had one of the classes that wasn't like a good tank, so I kind of stopped playing. But it's a really fun game. I do want to get more into it, but I can only play it every so often. All right, so we have 3 Call of Duties here. Call of Duty 4, which in my opinion is still the best single player Call of Duty, arguably the best Call of Duty to come out. Modern Warfare 2, I have a lot of fun memories playing multiplayer, both on PS3 and 360. And same with Call of Duty 4, but I just think it's got a couple kinks. But Modern Warfare 2 is a really fun game too, and Call of Duty 4 is really good. World at War introduced zombies. Obviously, that's pretty iconic, and that's why I bought it. I wanted to get Carlos to buy the map pack. We didn't want to buy a map pack for $15. That'll change in the coming. I'd really like to do a let's play of 2 or 3 player zombies with that. Maybe get Spencer in, and it's definitely a fun game still. But the map packs don't go on sale because they know if you're gonna buy them, you're gonna buy them. The campaign for Call of Duty 5 or World at War wasn't that great though, so I kind of fell off. And I actually never played Modern Warfare 3 or any other Call of Duties after that. It just I lost interest with the yearly release. Same thing that happened with Assassin's Creed. I couldn't keep up with them. I've heard a lot of good things about the other ones though. And then there's Dark Souls. I actually did a Let's Play in Dark Souls. If you haven't seen it, maybe I'll do an annotation here, or I won't because I'm lazy. Definitely a fun game. I can see myself getting really into it, but it is the kind of mentality of bash your head against a wall until things go right. And I'm not a huge fan of that kind of mentality, so I don't know. It was fun. I'd definitely think about doing more Let's Plays in it because I really, really fucked up the beginning, and I could have done a lot more. And I think a couple of my commenters yelled at me for it, but we'll see. I own the game, so I could always go back to it. Next up, we have The Darkness and The Darkness 2. The Darkness was a launch game for PS3. It was close to launch, if not at launch. I really, really enjoy this game. The graphics are good, and they're like really dark, and I love it. And then the story is pretty good once you like beat it. It's based on, I think it's a comic, and it's really enjoyable just to eviscerate people with your like powers. The Darkness 2, I haven't beaten. It has potential. It's just they really fuck up the way powers work. Not fuck up, but they really changed it. So it works on like a power tree like system instead of just like having 4 powers and kind of letting them get stronger. Or not even. You just had 4 powers and you unlocked one after another. And the story is much shorter in The Darkness 2. My other biggest thing, or there are 2 biggest things. One, they changed the voice actor, who I really, really enjoyed in The Darkness. And if he died or something, I didn't know, and I'm sorry. But I never looked into why they changed the voice actor. The other thing is this game is cell shaded, which may be easier to develop, but really, really fucking takes away from like the gritty and goriness that the first game had, because it's completely different. When you cell shade things, it kind of looks like cartoony. It looks like Borderlands. It's like, yes, it's violent, but it kind of takes the edge away that the other graphics had. So I don't think there'll ever be a Darkness 3, but I do want to finish Darkness 2 still, and I think I could probably platinum it, but, I'll leave it be for now. Deadpool, I bought this game on a bunch of people's recommendations, and I don't think I ever beat the first level. It's definitely fun. Nolan North as Deadpool is okay. I'd rather have Ryan Reynolds, but what are you going to do? And it's definitely good. It's just, I don't know, like I wasn't feeling it when I was playing it. Like I was playing another game at the time. I think I bought it with like 2 other games, and I just played the other one instead. I do want to go back to it eventually, but I don't know. It's sitting there for now, so that's fun. Dead Space 2. I know I kind of got a bad picture of it, but that is Dead Space 2, and we'll get more to that later because I have it digitally too, and I want to do the digital games too. All right, Dragon Age Origins. I have platinumed this game. And this is the Game of the Year edition. For some reason, I have a Spanish copy. Like the artwork and stuff is Spanish, but the game is completely in English. I don't know what the fuck happened. Really, really, Really fun game. Dragon Age is phenomenal. I remember reading an article about Dragon Age in Game Informer when it was first like in development, and it was riding off the coattails of Mass Effect 1, and I just remember reading about it. I was really hyped, and it completely met my hype. This is years ago now. I actually only just platinumed it last year after probably my 4th playthrough. I'm actually playing Dragon Age Inquisition right now as we speak, not as I'm recording, but you know. Dragon Age Origins is really fun. Dragon Age 2 is a piece of shit. They tried to make it more like Mass Effect, and it didn't translate very well, but they learned from their mistakes in 2, and they fixed it. And Dragon Age Inquisition is like the perfect meld of Dragon Age 1 and 2. So Inquisition is good. Not as good as Origins yet, but we'll get there. Definitely a fun game. Hard platinum, but a fucking amazing story, and so many different like branching paths. I love the idea of like choosing things and like actually having it have a huge effect in the game. Oblivion Anniversary Edition. I was trying to 100% Oblivion on 360 because I had a 360 for a good chunk of my of the cycle, but I also had a PS3, and like this is kind of like me going back and buying the game because I remember enjoying it on 360. I've played it a little bit. Oblivion's just a classic game. It's really fun, and I like having the Knights of the Nine and what's it called? The Shivering Isles. And as part of it, I haven't looked through the bonus materials that much because there's also like making of and stuff. But I'm a huge fan. This is my first Elder Scrolls game, and I didn't play Morrowind. Everyone fucking bust their nut over it, but I actually did play it after I played Oblivion. It's too hard to go back. If they made a Morrowind HD, I'd give it a try. Super fun game. I'd like to do a Let's Play in Oblivion, but I don't want to do 100 parts. I think that might be more fun if I streamed or something, but I'd like to do content with it, if that makes sense. Same thing with Skyrim. And Skyrim. So this is the Complete Edition, Game of the Year Edition. I don't know what it is. I bought Skyrim the night it came out. That was the only midnight release I ever went to, and I still worked at that GameStop at the time. I got in, I got out. I actually remember buying it on 11/11 because I remember that shitty movie Legends or something was like supposed to come in theaters 11/11. I was like, what are they doing this for? Like their target audience is all going to be buying Skyrim that day. This is a stupid fucking idea. Anyway, bought this game, platinumed it within 3 weeks after playing like 127 hours in 3 weeks. I want someone to calculate how many hours a day I would have to play to reach that, but it was a lot. Like I was playing it non-fucking stop. I think the last trophies I got were for getting the Daedric artifacts. And then I just did not play the DLC. I don't know what it was. No, that's not true. I played the Dragonborn DLC, which was the 3rd one. So there's Dawnguard, which I still haven't played. There's the Hearth update, which like adds a house and adds a couple like different quests and stuff. I have played that actually. I've like modified the shit out of my house. And then the 3rd one is Dragonborn, and it like kind of gives some story about the Dragonborn before you. It was actually a really good story. Again, Skyrim, love the game, really fun. I know a lot of people got into it, like that was their first one. I don't really compare it to Oblivion. I honestly think of them as apples and oranges. Oblivion feels like a real Elder Scrolls game, where Skyrim is quite literally like Fallout with swords and dragons and stuff. Like it feels more Fallout-y to me. So I do have the platinum for Skyrim, but it says like 70% or something because they added trophies for the DLC. Doesn't matter, I have the platinum, who cares? So that's that. Speaking of Fallout 3, we have the Game of the Year edition of this. I have played every DLC in this except Point Lookout. I don't have the platinum in it, but I'm only missing like a couple trophies. So I do plan to go back and platinum that eventually. I did one Let's Play in Fallout. I did actually do it with PJ after doing like 3 other Let's Plays. So I don't know if I want to restart that one. I don't know how it came out, to be honest. No one really gave me that much feedback. I definitely would love to do more content in Fallout 3. I think that would be a really fun game. But I mean, Fallout 4 is coming out in like a couple weeks or like a month, so probably not gonna have a chance to, but could be fun. Super fun game. I cannot praise it enough. That was like, I think I had like 400 hours in that game. Really, really enjoyed it. I explored every single bit of it and did not regret it, except for Point Lookout. I don't know why I never played that one. Front Mission Evolved. It's a mech game. You get different parts and stuff like that, and it's alright. It's got like a cheesy Square Enix story, but like it's alright. I do want to go back and play it some more. I never really got that far into it. I don't regret owning it. Katamari Forever. That is a super fucking fun game. So if you've never played Katamari Damacy, you are missing out. Basically, if you've never played it, it was a hit on PS2, and then it came out for a couple different systems. But Katamari Forever is the PS3 iteration. You have this little ball, and you have a guy, and you're rolling it around. You just pick up various things. And the bigger the ball gets, with more stuff you get. So eventually starting to pick up people. And I think in this game, at the point where you're like picking up buildings, and then even further, you're picking up planets and like galaxies. That's like one level I've done that, but it's a super, super fun game. I wanted to do a Let's Play in it. I tried to do it with PJ, actually. And we quickly found out that I cannot talk while playing that game because I am so focused. So I don't know how I do that. I really don't. But it's a fun game. And I recommend people try at least some iteration of Katamari. Kingdom Hearts 1.5. Don't need to say anything about it. I'm doing a Let's Play in Kingdom Hearts 1. If you didn't know that, you should watch that. I think I have 10 parts out of this at this time. And then it also comes with Chain of Memories, the PS2 version. It's alright. I'm not a huge fan of the card system. I don't like hate it, but I just think it ends up getting really grindy. And it's got all the cutscenes from 358 over 2 days, which I played on DS, and it's a fun game. I don't know. I haven't watched the cutscenes because I've played the game, but I'm sure they're good. Kingdom Hearts 2.5. So this I like actually a lot better. It's got the final mix of Kingdom Hearts 2, the final mix of Birth by Sleep, and it's got the cutscenes from Recoded. Recoded is garbage. You don't need to see anything from it except the secret movie. And 2 obviously is a really fun game. They added a ton of stuff for final mix, way more stuff they added than in Kingdom Hearts 1's final mix. And Birth by Sleep is really fun, but I haven't finished my Birth by Sleep playthrough on this. I played it a ton on PSP, but I've only done like one campaign on the PS3 version, so I want to get back into that. Cannot praise that enough. For Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, I'm only missing one trophy, and it's to beat the game on hard. And my Let's Play is on hard, so I'm hoping when I beat that game, trophy will pop, you'll see the platinum pop, and I'll be like, oh, look at this. And then Birth by Sleep, again, I just want to get back to. Lollipop Chainsaw, fun game, really ridiculous. You have a giant chainsaw and you kill a bunch of zombies and you get combos and stuff. It's made by Suda51, if that means something to you. I personally have not finished it. I've played a good bit into it. That would be a fun game to Let's Play. It's kind of short, but I don't know. I want to get back into it. It was definitely fun. It's just like I have no real desire to play it. Mass Effect 2 and 3. Mass Effect 1 I was not a huge fan of. I played it on 360. I didn't like it the first time I played it, and then when I beat it, I was like, alright, this is pretty good. But then when I played 2, I cannot go back to 1. It's just so much better in every way. 2 was Game of the Year when it came out in a lot of different things, for good reason. If you want to jump into the Mass Effect series, you can easily jump in on 2 and not have played 1, or even just like read a summary of 1. Really fun game. I highly recommend it. Mass Effect 3. Actually, back to Mass Effect 2. I think the only trophy I'm missing is to warp 25 barriers. So it's like you have to warp the people who use the psionic barriers, which is like to disrupt their shield, or their like mental shields or whatever. Just because there aren't that many of them, I had a hard time finding them. And then and then the only other trophy I have is to beat it on Insanity. I still want to do this, but it's like if I don't keep playing the Insanity run, then like I can't just jump back into it. The difficulty scale is way too high. Mass Effect 3, very fun game. Right up until the last 20 minutes, the ending was not great, and I played it before they had the extended cut. If you're playing Mass Effect 3 or you plan on playing it, definitely download the extended cut DLC. It is just enough to make the ending okay. Basically, the whole game, it's just like Dragon Age, where every choice you make is supposed to impact the universe as a whole. And then when you get to the ending, none of your fucking choices matter. It's like pick 1, 2, 3 or bad ending. And they're all kind of the same, and they don't really offer that much resolution. Like there's no real difference other than like a slight modification in the last cutscene. So I don't know, I kind of got soured on it, but the game itself is still really, really fun, and the multiplayer in 3 is pretty good too. But But, it just could have been better. Mercenaries 2. I played that game a bit. I played Mercenaries 1 a lot. Mercenaries 1 is kind of like... there was a game... Mercenaries 1 is actually kind of how Metal Gear Solid 5 is now. To an extent. But it was a much more serious game. And then 2, they made it goofy for some reason. They made it a lot brighter. They took away the card system, which was pretty fun. Basically, there would be... You'd have to fight... There would be 4 different factions. Or 4 different factions. And each group had a deck of cards based worth of wanted targets. So there would be the ace at the top. There would be the king, the queen. It would go all the way down to the numbers. And you would just be exploring the world. And you'd find some of them. And you could either kill them or extract them. Sound familiar? And it was it was a fun bit trying to cross out those things until you could eventually take out the ace. But I don't think that's in 2. 2, they kind of made it more of a joke. It was actually one of the last games by Pandemic, the people who made the Battlefront games. Ni no Kuni. I really want to get back into this game. I only got to chapter 2 or something. I beat the Mouse King. I want to get back into it, but just I have not had the time. Or if I have had the time, I just have not had the desire to go back and play. I'm a huge fan of Level 5. They're the people who made Dragon Quest 8 and stuff like that, but just not for me. And then... No, it is for me. It's just I cannot get myself in the mindset to play it. Carlos beat it. He didn't... It's Ni no Kuni and then Ni no Kuni, the Wrath of the White Witch. He did not beat the Wrath of the White Witch part, which is a DLC that kind of extends the game, but it's built into this version. I think in Japan, when it originally came out, it wasn't like that. I think the art for this was done by Studio Ghibli, which is the people who did Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle and stuff. All movies I have not seen, but I can appreciate the art. Overlord. I am a huge fucking fan of Overlord. I wish I played more of this game. Every playthrough I do of this game, I get a little bit farther. But basically, it's like Pikmin, but with adults and with goblin type things instead of Pikmin. And it's a medieval setting. But the idea is you control a bunch of soldiers as you're moving around and stuff like that. You can fight, but it's much more effective if you use your minions. Definitely a fun game. I recommend people pick it up. It's super cheap for every system. Have not played Overlord 2. Cannot force myself to do it until I beat Overlord 1. It also has a little bit of a city recruitment sim and kind of the way that you can find things out in the field. You can find a smelter, and then you can start getting your castle gets different abilities and stuff. That is the cream of the crop for my favorite kind of game. Is if you can get a castle, or if you can get something where you go out into the field or into the wild, you bring things back, and then you gain different abilities at your home base for it. I fucking love that kind of thing. Digimon World 1 is a great example of that, and I wish more games did that. So here we have Ratchet & Clank Tools of Destruction. This was the first Ratchet & Clank PS3 game. I was a huge fan of this game when it came out. It's not my favorite Ratchet & Clank, but it's still really good. I wanted to do a Let's Play of 2, 3, and then this, and then Quest for Booty, A Crack in Time, and then Into the Nexus. People only seemed to be watching Ratchet & Clank 2 because it was the only Let's Play I was putting out at the time. And people just did not really seem that interested in Ratchet & Clank 3. I would still love to do them. I might just stream them on a day, on an off day or something, but I would definitely like to go through the series. If only just so I can replay it myself, and because I think they're really fun games, and I wish people would get more into them. So Tools of Destruction did not have trophies. If it did, I would platinum that motherfucker, but it's there. So up here we have Crack in Time. Crack in Time was actually the very first platinum, and at the time, and right now I have 34. I think I platinumed that in 2009. Very, very fun game. My favorite Ratchet & Clank game, and maybe my favorite PS3 game. Very, very good story. They have Epic Story as one of the advertisements on the back of the game case, and normally I'd be like, that's stupid, you can't just put Epic Story on there. Kind of lives up to the hype, so I'm alright with it. And then, really fun game. Into the Nexus. I have also platinumed this Ratchet & Clank. It's a shorter game. It's only got about 4 worlds as opposed to whatever a normal one has. But it serves as kind of the epilogue to the PS3 series of Ratchet & Clank. It kind of wraps them all together, and it's good. I really enjoyed it, and I only played $30, or only paid $30 for it. and I would say it was worth it. So if you're a Ratchet and Clank fan, you should definitely pick this game up. It's really fun. I'm super excited for the PS4 version of the Ratchet and Clank remake to come out. And then we have Red Faction Guerrilla. Very fun game. Played it on 360 the first time. This is another game like I bought after playing it on 360. It's a good game. I beat it on 360. It has the best destruction mechanics I've ever seen in a game, where like if you destroy like the support beams of a building, it'll come down, or if you like destroy anywhere on it, you can like break a hole anywhere. Your main weapon's a sledgehammer, and it's really fun. It's kind of tough to get back into to replay, but I would love to get to like towards the end game where you have like the most destructive things. Fun fact about the sequel to this game: for some fucking reason, this game is open world, which really works for it. For some reason, the sequel, they put you in a bunch of underground caves, and it's linear. Like, you can't go back once you go forward. And it's just like, you have all this destruction stuff you can do, and there's nothing to fucking destroy. And I think it kind of killed the series. This is actually made by Volition, so I'm wondering if they'll go back to it, or if they're too focused on Saints Row. Sims 3, nothing to really say about it. I've been trying to platinum it slowly over time. It's a fun game. I'll play for like 3 days at a time, and then like not for another year. I was a big fan of The Sims growing up, and this is a good game. It's just it's not really that. It doesn't have that much depth. It's a simulator. If you don't know what The Sims is, I don't know what to tell you. All right. And then over here, I don't know what that empty slot is. I might have let someone borrow a game or something, or I might have been anticipating getting a game, but oh yeah, I have no idea what's going there. I can't think of it. Anyway, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. I'd actually really like to do a Let's Play of that, because it's a short, self-contained game, and it's just pretty fun. You're basically a Sith/Jedi. Like, you can just go and beat the shit, or you can destroy soldiers with your lightsaber. You can do force attacks and stuff like that. It's really, really fun. I've been thinking about doing a Let's Play or a stream of it before before this new Star Wars movie comes out, but I think I've missed that at this time. I could do a full part. I won't finish it though. Very fun game. I think LucasArts is closed now. I think their last game was the Star Wars game for Kinect. And yeah, they're closed, and they sold all their assets to different things of EA. Like, I think all the different EA studios are working on different things. Like like DICE is working on the Battlefront game and stuff like that. But it's definitely fun. The sequel is a piece of shit. They went from, I think there's like 10 different worlds/chapters in the first one, and in the second one there's only 3. And I beat it all in a night. Not great. Tales of Xillia, that's actually PJ's copy. I own it digitally, so I'll talk about it when I do the digital collection. But Valkyria Chronicles, it's a very fun strategy game. I'm actually weirdly a big strategy game fan. It's basically turn-based. Like, you pick your character, you shoot another character, then they go and they can move and they can shoot you and stuff like that. The only difference this game has done, which I think is crazy, is in your turn you can like freely move your character around. So like, it's not grid-based like most of them are. Like, you can move in like different positions and stuff like that. And you've just got like a stamina meter, and you can go as long as you can. And you have like 9. Say you have like 5 turns to move, and you have like 5 soldiers. Instead of moving each soldier once, you can move one soldier 5 times at a more of a penalty each time you move them. But it's actually got some really innovative stuff for that kind of game. I was playing that for a bit over the summer, and then I kind of lost interest. I do want to get back into it. I've never really gotten that far in it. And then we have XCOM The Bureau and XCOM Enemy Within. Enemy Within I have digitally, so I'll talk about that later. But I think The Bureau, they kind of tried to make it a first-person shooter. Weirdly enough, they tried to make it like Valkyria Chronicles, but like with too much freedom. It was more of a shooter with some tactical things instead of like a tactical that could also be a shooter. I don't know. I sometimes think about going back and playing it because I really enjoy XCOM, but it just didn't seem for me. Plus, I don't really give a shit about the whole 50s thing, which is where it takes place. It's not for me. Anyway, on to PS2 games. Wow, that's taking a very long time. I might have to split this up in a couple different videos. So anyway, Ape Escape 2. No need to explain. I have Let's Play going of that. I've got like 2 parts left in the game, and then I'm done with it. Very ridiculous game. If you don't know what it is, you should click on that Let's Play now. Unless I'm too lazy, then you should just search it on my YouTube channel. Ape Escape 3, I kind of want to keep that a secret, just in case I plan to do a Let's Play of that too. I have an open space for Dark Cloud 2. It's been sitting in my Amazon shopping cart for a while and I just can't seem to pull the trigger because I'm going to wait until after the semester, see just how broke I am, and then I'll try and buy things from there. So I have Destroy All Humans and Destroy All Humans 2. Destroy All Humans 1 is okay. It's definitely a fun game. This is also made by Pandemic, the people who made Battlefront and Mercenaries. I really enjoyed Destroy All Humans 1. It's a lot harder of a game, but the weapons are fun. You basically just play an alien and you go down and like you're a clone. Like that's how this alien race produces, and you're like cryptosporidium like 70, and then or you're like 71, and then you have to go find cryptosporidium 70. And you end up going to Roswell and stuff like that. But it's a really crass game. Like, it's really, like, just... think, like, Conker's Bad Fur Day type of humor. But, like, not to that extent. And it's definitely fun. I just think Destroy All Humans 2 is a lot better. The humor is still good, but it's just, like, you're not as, like, made of paper as you are in the first game. Like, the first game is really hard. And you have more abilities, and you have more... and you have cooler weapons and stuff. It's definitely fun. And like that's a game where it's fun to just do like free roam and stuff like that. The first one you kind of go to different things, or it takes place in the 50s. Again, I'm not a huge fan. Second one takes place in the 60s. Also not a huge fan, but at least there's more color. I think you can go to different places. Like I think you go to Paris, and I think you go to Russia in the second game. It's a lot more expansive, and I like that. Rumble Arena 2, don't need to talk about it. If you're watching this channel, you know all about all these Digimon games. I have extensive Let's Plays on most of them. Rumble Arena, God damn it, Carlos. Hold on. Stop texting. Okay. Rumble Arena, one of the stretch goals or donation goals for over the summer when I had my 3-year anniversary was met. So I will do a Let's Play in that game eventually. Carlos, for fuck's sake. I'm going to read his text now. It's going to be really annoying. He wanted to know my next Netflix password again. No, I had to delete the app. I thought it would just relog me in, but it didn't. Well, you're a fucking moron. You deleted it. Obviously, it's not going to save your info. I'll text you back after I'm done. So Rumble Arena is... I will do a Let's Play of that. I just need to get enough bodies in my apartment to get them sit down and play, because I obviously can't do it online. And all my friends live in, like, hours away. Digimon World 1, I have a full Let's Play on that, and I have a couple stream playthroughs of that, or I have a stream playthrough of that going too. I will link both of them unless I'm lazy. So you should watch those. Digimon World 2, not as fun a Let's Play, and I've never beaten the game for good reason, because it gets really, really, really fucking grindy. I think I have like 26 parts of that game before I just quit and gave up before I beat it. Some people said they still enjoy listening to it, so could give it a link. I guess I'll put an annotation, maybe. Digimon World 3. A lot of people have said that's my one of my best Let's Plays on the channel, which it's hard for me to say. Definitely shorter videos. But yeah, I think I have 34 parts for that one. That's on the channel too. Rumble Arena 2, same as Rumble Arena 1. I will do a Let's Play of it eventually. I don't want to talk too much about it then, in case so I can talk about it, or talk about it now. I want to talk about it for the Let's Play. Digimon World 4. Think Dark Souls, but with Digimon. For some reason, they have weapons, and Digivolving is really hard. I still firmly stand by the belief that this game was supposed to be a different game entirely, and Bandai Namco, or Bandai at the time, came in at the last minute and threw Digimon skins on it. Or not last minute, they came in like halfway through development. Not a great game. I think the only reason people played this game growing up was because they had no other games to play and you were a child, so you just had to make do with what you had. And the only reason people go back and play it today is because they remember it with nostalgia and now they know all the tips and tricks about the game, so they can play it. But it doesn't work that way for everyone else. It's not a great game. You need to face this. And I have about 10 parts of that too, and I think I'm going to stream it tomorrow, so enjoy. Oh god, why? So enjoy that. The empty space right there is for Digimon Data Squad. I have a Let's Play and a stream I have 2 parts out for that right now. I'll link those too. It's definitely in the middle for my favorites. It's not, I don't hate it. It's not my favorite, but it's good. Better than 2 and 4, I think. So Only odd number Digimon World games are good, I think. But yeah, you should definitely check those out. Also, now Pictures Redigitized, which I own on my computer, and I will not separately show, but Digimon Redigitized, the fan translation, very good. You should also watch that if you haven't. Here's a link, unless I forget. Alright, so we have Dragon Quest VIII. As I talked about before, I'm a huge fan of Level 5. I think the guy who designed the characters in this game is the same guy who did the art for for Dragon Ball Z, an anime I've never seen, or Dragon Ball in general, whatever. Very, very, very fun game. I've beaten the game, but I haven't beaten like the epilogue, and again with data loss and stuff like that, I haven't quite been able to do it. Very long game though, so I haven't been able to beat it again more than once, which is funny because it's the exact same way with Final Fantasy 12. I love both of the games, and I think they're very fun. It's just I haven't been able to like beat them more than once because the games are so fucking long. It's like, oh, boo-hoo, I got so much content. These games were great for PS2 because I just didn't really have that many options. Like I had to have people buy games for me, so I really got a lot of enjoyment out of both of those. Just RPGs, just good old fashioned. Some people don't like 12. I'm a huge fan still. Leisure Suit Larry. So I've told this story in the other game collection videos, but of one of the people who worked at GameStop, or someone came into GameStop, and our manager had a policy where he wouldn't take adult games. GameStop was supposed to, but he personally didn't do it, which was really fucking weird and stupid. But a guy came in with Playboy the Mansion, the Guy Game, and Leisure Suit Larry, and it was just like we couldn't take him, and the guy I was working with was just like, oh, I'll give you $10 for all three of them. And he's like, all right, why not? So he took them, and then later he came to trade them in, and he was like, hey, do you want these? And I was like, sure, why not? So I ended up taking them. The Guy Game did not work. There was not a scratch on it, but it just didn't work. And Playboy the Mansion, I don't remember what happened to it. I think it was too scratched from overuse, I'm assuming. It was basically just The Sims and stuff with kind of naked girls. It was alright. Leisure Suit Larry is actually kind of funny. A lot of softcore porn, but not really because they censor a lot. But it's actually pretty funny when you get down to it. Like there's a lot of like pretty ridiculous humor. So I haven't played it in years, and I mean that. It's not like, oh, I haven't played it in years. I legitimately haven't played it because it's such a pain in the ass to set up my PS3 as it is to play the PS2 games. But I just haven't. But I'm not going to throw it away. It's kind of funny. Magic Pendulum, great game. You should watch the Let's Play I have on it. I will link that here. That's all I'm going to say because I explain everything in the game, everything in the game. Very, very fun. Probably one of my favorite PS2 games of all time, and the sequel is a piece of shit. Monster Rancher 4. God, I wish this disc worked. I got 40 minutes into part 7, and or part 6 or 7, I forget which one, and it crapped out on me again, so I've got to go back and do that. But fun game if you have a working disc. Very, very cool. Basically, the premise behind it. I also have a Let's Play on this, which you should watch. My voice is going. I need to get another bottle of water. Basically, the premise is if you've never played a Monster Rancher game or seen the show, it's like these saucer stones, and the way the game, like you create monsters from these like ancient stones, and they're your buddies, and you like fight with them and stuff. The way they did it for PS2 was that you could put in a disc, any disc, and it could be a DVD, a CD, or another game, and it would create a monster based on that. Some games have like specific monsters. Like I know The Matrix has like a special monster that's like in a suit and glasses, and it's just there's a ton like that. But even if the game came out after, or the DVD came out after Monster Rancher 4, it still creates a monster based on like SKU or something. So it'll create like a random one, which is pretty cool. Very fun game. Also have a Let's Play to that, which I will link here. Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2. I could not get rid of this game if I tried, but like this GameStop just wouldn't accept it. It wasn't worth anything. But it's an okay fighter. I think the PS3 fighters do it a lot better, but If you already own the game, it's worth playing, I guess. I don't know. Not much to say. Oh, great. People outside. Okay. Um, so, oh my god. I'll be right back. I've said this in a bunch of different videos, but in case you didn't know, in my dorm or apartment, the way it works is I'm on the third floor, but I'm like in like the corner, and the way the buildings are built is like you can literally hear people down out at the front door outside, as if they were right outside my window, like literally like pressing their lips against the screen, and that's something I have to deal with. And sometimes the mic is so good it can pick it up, so I gotta go close the window and sit in this hot room. Anyway, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Beginning of Destiny. I have not played it. It does not have enough updated cards for me to enjoy it. I love playing the Elemental Heroes, but I own it, so that's a thing. Capsule Monster Coliseum. This one's actually pretty fun. It's based on the capsule monsters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, actually. I don't think they... well, they did the thing in the show, but it's nothing like the game. Game is actually really close to the way it works in the manga. Like the original, like volume like 3 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga. And it's really fun. It's kind of like chess, I guess, but it's like you level up your monsters, you can do different things. I'd love to do a Let's Play in that, but I can't see it working. I can't see people caring about it. Also, the disc for this is way more scratched than Monster Rancher 4, and I never have problems with this one, so it really annoys me. But anyway, it's fun. I'm glad I own it. Then we have Duelist of the Roses. That is actually a lot more like chess. Anyway, the cards are monsters again this time, but it's like it still plays like the regular Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you like put like a Blue Eyes and you move it forward, it'll automatically destroy the Dark Magician. Whereas the Capsule Monsters one, it's more like an RPG. Like they have HP and like attack values and like takes more than one hit to kill a thing. This it just kind of works as if you were playing the actual cards in like a chess game. So like instead of just playing them on a normal field, you kind of like move them around and stuff. Still a very fun game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, I think someone told me this came out before the actual anime came out, which is why there are no fucking rules and like the story doesn't make sense. It's definitely a fun game though, just because it's so simple. Like there's barely any cards in it compared to what there are now, but it's good to go back to every once in a while. So that is all my PS2 and PS1 games. Next we have GameCube. I did not realize I owned that many GameCube games until I went to the next... until I went and like took them all out and took pictures. So these don't fit that well in my thing, so I had to take them all out because I have like 2 in a thing. Animal Crossing, very fun game. If you don't know what Animal Crossing is, I cannot explain it to you. Custom Robo, this is still to this day the best like mech customization game I've played. I think I originally talked about doing a Custom Robo Let's Play a long time ago, but I don't know if there's still interest in that. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, apparently this is a rare game, and I own it. But so yeah. It's Fire Emblem. It's another strategy game. It's fun. I think in terms of like XCOM, yeah, I like XCOM more. It's basically the way I'm saying. Plus, I think Fire Emblem Awakening for 3DS is a lot better. But it's still a fun game. It's where they introduce Ike. But more on Custom Robo, actually. You can beat that game, and then there's like a pretty strong epilogue after, where there's like a lot more you can do. It's a very fun game. Like, I think you can swap out body, arms, legs. It's like fucking Metabots, basically. Very fun game. Fire Emblem, I have not beaten. I got like halfway through. Also a fun game, though. And then I have the Legend of Zelda collection, which has Legend of Zelda 1. I think it has either Link to the Past or Zelda 2. And then Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Have not played any of them. I've tried playing Ocarina of Time, and just like I cannot get into it. It's too old. People have told me I should play the 3DS version, so I'm going to. But not much I can do for now, though. I mean, I'm not going to get rid of it, but it's fun to own. Luigi's Mansion, very fun game. You can easily beat it in like 4 or 5 hours. I actually have I think my second Let's Play was in Luigi's Mansion. That's a game I really want to go back and stream just so I can play it again and record it again, because it's been 3 years since I did it. And then Mario Party 7, I have a Let's Play on that too. It's a 2-parter. I got 3 of my friends and we had a blast. One of the stream goals was for me to do every map in that game. So there's at least, I think, assuming each map takes 2 Let's Plays, there's at least 10 more Let's Plays coming in that game, if I can get their lazy asses to come up to my apartment. So that's going to take some time, but it is in the works. You should definitely click on the Let's Plays for Luigi's Mansion and Mario Party 7. Mario, you might not be able to read that. Mario All-Star Baseball. Surprisingly a fun game. It's nowhere near like MLB The Show level of fleshed out, but it's got basic baseball mechanics. You can use all the different Mario characters. It's pretty enjoyable. Except I have a couple of friends who are really fucking good at it. I have never been able to like master it. Still a fun game though. I go back and play it every once in a while. Mario Kart Double Dash. I basically bought this under pressure from my friends at the time in like senior year of high school. I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of Mario Kart. It's just in general. I'm just not a fan. So I don't go back and play it, but I mean, I still own it, just in case. Then I have Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, which is 2 discs on GameCube, which is really fucking bizarre. I think Carlos wants to have this, but basically it's Metal Gear Solid 1 with updated graphics and slightly updated gameplay. I don't know why it came out for GameCube and not PlayStation, but yeah, I actually just recently went back and played Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, 4, and then 5, all basically in like 3 weeks. So, I'm a Metal Gear fan now, so maybe I'll go back and play this, but probably not. Apparently this is a rare game too. And then I have Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2. I still want to do a Let's Play in Pikmin 1. It's very fun. It's very contained. It's kind of like got that Dead Rising feel of like the counting down clock. And like I said, in Overlord, it's like basically control all these Pikmin. You got to pick shit up. You got to bring it back to your ship. Very simple, very fun. I really do want to do a Let's Play of that. I think it would be a short game, or a short one too. But the premise is you have 30 days to fix your spaceship, and the days are kind of go quick. So you got to be careful. Pikmin 2 takes that premise and they add a second player. It's for strategy wise, it's cool because you can like leave that player somewhere in case you need to do things and then like go back. But basically, this time you need to make $10 million picking up treasure from the areas in Pikmin, because the company went broke while you were off shipwrecked in Pikmin 1. So it's fun. There's no timer. They took that away, but I think I like Pikmin 1 in like a complete sense, but Pikmin 2 does a lot of things better. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is actually my favorite game on GameCube and probably one of my favorite games of all time. It mixes comedy and RPG really well. It's got Mario characters. Really, really, really fun. I recommend anyone play it. And you can have a great time in it. Also, Pikmin 2 is apparently another game that's really rare now. So Fire Emblem Twin Snakes and Pikmin 2, my rare GameCube games. Yeah, I cannot say enough about Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. If the game wasn't super, super fucking long and all text, I would love to do a Let's Play in it, but I just don't know if it would translate very well. Pokemon Channel. It's alright. It's basically watch TV with a Pikachu and like a bunch of mini games and stuff. I don't hate it, but I don't really praise it as the best game of all time. So Pokemon Coliseum came out around the time, it came out after Ruby and Sapphire, but basically the premise is every battle is a double battle in the game, and it's got Pokemon from the first 3 generations, but it's mostly Hoenn and original ones, if that. And then your starters in that, actually at the time, the only way to get a Totodile, a Cyndaquil, or a Chikorita was to play this game, and then you had to trade it into Fire Red or Leaf Green or Ruby or Sapphire. That was the only way to get it at the time. I remember that. And again, Pokemon Coliseum is a very fun game. It's got like a much darker story than most of the Pokemon games. It's not like crazy dark. It's not like killings go on, but it's definitely darker than we gotta beat the bad guys. I tried doing a Let's Play in it. I think I have 8 parts in it. But it was just too hard because like there's no random battles. Every battle in that game is a trainer battle, and each one takes like 5 minutes, so it just really wears down. It's like hard to progress, and not to mention Nintendo really cracked down. So it's like they were constantly threatening to block the videos, and it's like I don't want to mess with Nintendo anymore. especially Pokemon. But it's a fun game to play. Pokemon XD, I got like 80% of the way through that game, and then like I wanted to like clean up before I went and fought like the final boss, and I just never went back to it. But it's definitely fun. It does a lot of things better than Coliseum. I still recommend both those games if you have a GameCube and access to them. I guess I wouldn't go out and buy them. And then there's Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I am not actually a Sonic fan. I've come to terms with this. I'm not good at this game, and my favorite part was the Chow Garden, which was pretty good. But it's like, in general, I could not play it as well as my friends did. I'm not great at it. I can't. I have to accept it. I have my friend John who like got an A rank in every single fucking mission in the game, and there's 5 in each area, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude. So I own it still, and like it's still fun to play, but it's like it's frustrating to know I'm just not good. I also own that for PS3, the like remastered version they did. Super Mario Sunshine. A lot of people did not like this game. I do. It's basically the spiritual successor to Mario 64, and a lot of people couldn't get past the like flood pack, which is like the water mechanics. I enjoyed it. I played 64 after this game. That might have had something to do with it, but it's still a really, really fun game, and that's another game I'd love to do a Let's Play, and I think that could translate kind of well. But yeah, I still go back and play that every so often. Usually after I like play Pikmin or Paper Mario, I'll go through and play Sunshine. Melee needs no introduction. If people request it, I guess I could do a Let's Play with my friends when we're doing Mario Party, but I think it's been done to death. I don't think anyone needs to do it. I'm like average at it. I'm like or slightly above. Like I'm okay at it. I'm not nearly the amount of like skill that like people who play it all the fucking time in their college dorms play it. I just don't play it that often anymore. I was pretty good the summer after senior year when we were literally playing it like 5 times a week over my friend's house, like for hours on end. But just my skill has dulled. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! The False Mountain Kingdom. It's a really unique game where it's like monsters can level up and stuff. You can give them like equipment, but it's mostly an RPG battle. It's like kind of like Digimon World 2, where it's like 3-on-3. And you just fight until you win. I think it's a really fun game. I think it could be a good Let's Play, but I'm not 100% sure. It's pretty low on the list. I don't think anyone cares about it. Very fun. Up there with my favorite GameCube games. I don't really replay it that often, but it's still really fun. And then my 4 Wii games. Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Super Paper Mario, and Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I played the shit out of Brawl because, like I said, I've played it with my friends. It's got a decent single player. I like the Subspace Emissary. I think it's fun. And when I heard there wasn't going to be one in Brawl 4, Smash Bros. 4, which I still haven't played, I was kind of saddened. Super Paper Mario is not the same as Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door or even Paper Mario 64. It's not quite a turn-based RPG anymore, so I don't think it's as fun. The humor is still there, and it's still miles ahead of that fucking 3DS travesty. Anyway, Super Mario Galaxy, I've started to play it, like literally I started last Friday, and I'm making a little bit of progress. It's fun, I guess. I still like Sunshine more. I think I'm kind of out of the age where it's like I'm in the perfect age for Mario games, but I have them, why not? I might play them eventually. But so that's the Wii games. And then these are the 3 games I'm actually borrowing for Spencer. Shadows of the Damned, I've heard great things about, and I want to play it. I've played a little bit before, but I kind of want to beat the game this time. It's Suda51, same person who did Lollipop Chainsaw. And then there's Uncharted and Uncharted 2. I beat Uncharted. I still have to beat it 2 more times to unlock Crushing Difficulty, and then that's the last trophy I need for that game, but who knows. And then there's Uncharted 2. Honestly, don't know if I'll play Uncharted 2 replay now, because I actually played these before I bought Metal Gear Solid 5. I was going to. I don't know if I'll play them now, because they just released, I almost said Unleashed, the Uncharted collection for PS4. So, I mean, if I'm going to play it, I should play it on PS4. And I'm sure there's fucking new trophies for that, too. So, I don't know. I might give him back to him if he comes back. But that is all the physical games I have, and this has been an hour. Jesus Christ. I can't believe I talked this long. This is a fucking podcast, what this is. So, that's that. I'm going to while I'm riding straight off this though, I'm gonna have to edit the shit out of this. It's not gonna be that fun. While I'm still in the computer and while I can still do the same audio track, I'm gonna load up my Steam games. These I should capture, right? That makes sense. Let me see. Let me quit Skype. Let me open Camtasia. Technical difficulties, folks. Let's hang in there. I mean, I could just stop talking and cut to it, which I might. So I'm going to stop talking now. Is the intro over? I think it is. Okay. So now we're going to do the Steam games. First, I'm going to go through the ones I have installed, and then I'm going to go through the whole library, I guess. It's going to be a lot quicker when I go through the whole library. Obviously, because they're games I haven't played. But anyway, Binding of Isaac, this is the game I have the most Steam hours in, which is hilarious because I haven't played it at all ever since the PS4 version came out and the Vita version. So, yeah, I have no intention of ever playing this version again, just because there's trophies tied to the PS3 version. And this is the older version of the game. This is the regular Binding of Isaac. The one I'm playing is Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which was also released on Steam. So, again, no reason for me to ever play this again, which is kind of sad. But, you know, whatever. I'm not a huge PC player, so the hours played here is not going to be that great. Alright, this is bothering me. Self-updater. No, later. I'm fucking busy, Steam. But yeah, very fun. I recommend it. I recommend the Rebirth version, though, because they add a lot more items and a lot of other things. So, I also own this game for 360 and for PS3. The reason I have it on PC is because I could do mods on PC. Plus, it was really cheap on Steam sale. I've kind of played it a little bit with mods. It was basically the classic modding thing where it's like, buy a game, mod it, just mod it to hell until it doesn't work, fix it until it works, start to play for a little bit, and then move on and get bored, which is exactly what happened. So, I don't know. I'd like to play it again, but it just... I'd rather either A, play it with a controller, or B, it was just kind of making my computer chug a lot, so I don't know if I want to play it so much on PC. But it's up here, so if I ever want to go back to play it again, I can. So FTL, Faster Than Light. This is my second game where I have the most hours, and if not third, it might be third. Really fun game. My first time I ever beat this game was actually during a Let's Play I did, which I think I broke into 3 parts, and then I did another part of another run through, and nobody cared anymore, so I stopped doing it. I'll annotate the playlist, I guess. For this game, I don't think there's a huge interest. I did them all in a 2-hour span in one night for the first 3 parts, and I don't know. It was definitely fun. I like this game a lot, and occasionally I'll go back and play it just like a game or two when I'm bored. So it says last played. Was at the end of August. I feel like it was sooner than that. Yeah, I definitely played sooner than that. I just must not have been connected to the internet. Okay, so then Game Dev Tycoon. This is a really, really fun game. And I want to play it. I want to stream this game. I really want to stream this game. Basically, you start off at the very beginning of the gaming era, so 35 years ago. And then you slowly move towards modern gaming. You go through all the different phases. They have fake names to the systems, like the TES instead of the NES, and the Play System instead of the PlayStation. But it's it kind of follows the actual rise of video games, and it's really, really fun. I really want to stream this game, and I recommend people pick it up. I have one thing from the Steam Workshop on this, which is I think I have the thing where they add a bunch more topics for gaming, and they add up a couple different things, but that's about it. I probably should get this staff gain experience from number of design points from making game in small number. Yeah, that would probably be a good add-on. But I'm not going to do that right now, even though I'm very tempted. I actually played this morning in my art history class. Okay, so that's a fun game I want to go back to. Left 4 Dead 2. I did not play it. I played this game more on 360. And then my friend John told me that you can mod the shit out of Left 4 Dead 2. And I did. And it's super fucking fun. So much more fun when you just when you mod the fuck out of it. So I'm definitely going to be doing a Let's Play in this game eventually. So I'm not going to show off what mods I have. but eventually I will do a mod of this game because it gets really fucking ridiculous. So look forward to that, I guess. Last time I played this was just after Christmas. So I bought this on sale. It's normally $90. I think I bought it for like $5. It was on like 95% off. It's not a game. It's a software application, whereas RPG Maker Ace, VX Ace, whatever. I found it very difficult to get into. I'm sure there's online tutorials, but I've played a lot of video games. I'm really into the industry. I've always toyed with the idea of making a game. I've thought about it with Carlos and stuff like that, but never really followed through. So if you know something about this game and its tutorials, then feel free to send me some links. But for the most part, I've kind of let it go on the shelf, let it all get all dusty, the idea of it. Anyway, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I think I've seen Let's Plays of this game, but I don't think I've ever seen the end. Basically, I started playing... this is wrong. I played more than 6 minutes. I'm not really a horror game guy. I played the game. It just kind of like... it just didn't interest me. I'm not a huge fan of the whole, like, just survive games. Like, you have, like, a flashlight and so. Just all you gotta do is survive. Or just, like, try and find the objective and stuff. It's not for me. I just find them, more than anything, I just find them boring. Like, yes, they're scary, like, they've got the jump scares and stuff like that. And some of them have, like, creepy moments, but just, like, all I can ever think of is, like, why am I playing this? I just have, like, no motivation. Like, it's just, I'm doing it just to do it. Which is not fun for me. So, Armello, Spencer's channel actually has several Let's Plays of us playing this version. I have one Let's Play. Actually, I also have a stream of me playing this. And then I have a Let's Play of the PS4 version, which I'll talk about later. Very fun game, very complicated, but I'll link all that shit right now. I definitely recommend people pick it up, especially to support the devs. Whether you pick it up on PS4 or PC, it's fun all around. Not for the whole family, but just for the nerdiest of the family. Bastion. I have this on PS3, I think, too. Or Braid, I forget which one. People have constantly said to me, like, oh, you need to play this, you need to play this, you need to play this, and I just haven't played it. So that's all I have to say about that. Feel free to tell me in the comments, like, oh, why haven't you played this? Just haven't. Before the Echo. This game actually used to be called Sequence, and I bought it on sale. There was a Steam sale, and I think it was like 2012 or 2011, where it was like when Steam was doing the Steam achievements, where if you got the Steam achievements in certain games, you could like unlock different things. So that's why I bought the game, because it was like $1. It's kind of a rhythm game, so like you press the arrows and beat with like the music to like to like attack and stuff like that. But the dialogue in this game is really, really good, and I've always wanted to go back to it. But I just haven't had the chance. It's called Before the Echo, but it's funny because originally it was called Sequence, and I think someone sued them over it, even though it had nothing to do with the product. I only vaguely know about it. But yeah, fun game. I recommend it. H1Z1. One of my friends actually gifted this game to me. And I... how do I put this? It's okay. It's kind of like... There's a lot of games out there which are like zombie survival games, like very realistic, if you can call it that. Zombie survival games. I would play with them, but it wasn't a great game, I don't think. Maybe if it was a finished product, but for now it's still it's still in the beginning, early alpha or beta or something. I don't know. Plus I can't use a controller for it, so that always takes away from a game. Insane Aquarium. This is a great game. Definitely played more than 3 minutes. It was developed by PopCap before they were owned by EA. There's a little Easter egg of this game in Plants vs. Zombies. But for some reason, they've never gone back and made another version of this game, and I don't know why. But basically, you have a fish tank, and then occasionally aliens will invade it. You have to kill the aliens. And then it's just all about getting enough money from raising the fish. And you can have different special fish that can help out. It's really just stupid, dumb fun. It came out years ago, and it was even more fun then, but I'd love to see some sort of remaster of that. Last Remnant. Okay, so this game came out on 360, but it was kind of an incomplete game, if that makes sense, where it's it was fine, but there were a couple game mechanics that just didn't quite work. So I played So I played it and I liked it, but it was missing some things. This version is like as close to complete as it's going to come. I think it also includes the DLC from the 360 version. But very fun game. Some people don't like the combat, but I do. It's definitely got a good story, I think. Some people didn't like that either. I don't know. I'm kind of attached to it. I like it, and I think it's different, and I'm sad because it was canceled. It was supposed to be developed for 360, then PC, then PS3, and it never came to PS3. But anyway, I now have a computer strong enough to play it, so... fun game. I think it was 2 discs on 360. I got to the point where the second disc would have started in 360, and I just stopped playing, and I have not gone back to it since. And I plan to, but, I just haven't gotten a chance. So this is Prison Architect. I've barely played this game, but for some reason, I think I bought it last year. I bought the name in the game edition key, and I do not remember the prisoner that I created. I don't know if I used my real name. But it's fun. I mean, I want to give it another chance, I guess. But it's basically like the tycoon type games where you create something and try and make money off it and whatever. I'd like to give it another shot, but I just haven't. Civilization 5. Occasionally I'll go and play this game. Very fun. Civilization needs no introduction. Would not make a good Let's Play, I don't think. I actually, in Civ Rev, I actually would, I'd get all 4 of the different kind of victories. I cannot seem to get them in this. The only time I win is timed, if that. I find war a lot harder to win in this game. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. But yeah, it's still fun. Like you just hours disappear when you play this game. Slender the Arrival. Bought it on sale. I haven't played it. I saw a Let's Play of it, and it seemed like it follows the Marble Hornet story, which is good because I think the other game doesn't. The other Slender game is like the really simple one where it's like go get like the 8 notes that are like around the forest. I think this one's like more of a story, if you can call it that, and it's like basically playing like the Marble Hornets version. I have not played it. I was gonna make Carlos play it, and I just haven't. So I don't know why I still have it, but it's there if I ever want to. Spore. For some reason, sometimes this works when I start it, and sometimes it doesn't. I've done 3 Let's Plays in this game, and I've lost the data on the second version, or on the 2 of the Let's Plays I did in this game got corrupted. It was supposed to be part 3, and it got corrupted twice. And then the third time, it ended with me getting eaten by a giant monster, which had never happened to me, but it's just like I lost all my save data because it's a kind of game where it's like game over. When you get a game over, it's over. So I'll go back and get more of this eventually, but for now, I'm just kind of like, no motivation. Like, just technical problems really killed this game for me. Stanley Parable. This is a fun game. The idea is, it's too hard to explain. If it goes on sale, buy the Stanley Parable. It's better if you go in blind, if I'm being completely honest. Still a fun game. Yeah. I should go back and play it sometime. Knights of the Old Republic. I did 1 Let's Play in this, and it's definitely longer than 5 minutes. I must be starting these outside of Steam or something. Basically, this was one of the earlier BioWare games. This was before Mass Effect, before Dragon Age. Very fun. It's kind of like, you play with Jedi and Sith. I'm not going to spoil it, but it has a really, one of the greatest, I don't even saying it would kind of spoil it, but it's a really good story. It's very in-depth. If you haven't played it, you can play this anywhere now. You can play it on your phones. You can play it in so many different places. I recommend picking it up from one of the platforms. Tropico 4. So this is kind of, I don't even know how to describe this game. It's like kind of like Civilization, but not. You're not attacking other places. You're just kind of like raising. It's more like Sim City, I guess, but you're a dictator. It's fun, I guess. I played it for a little bit. I want to get more into it, but just haven't. I think I bought it on sale. So yeah, just no real experience with it. War for the Overworld. So I bought this game because at the time, it was during the whole Dungeon Keepers debacle, where it's like EA bought the rights to Dungeon Keeper, or whatever it's called, which was like a tower defense type, like mining thing, if that makes sense. I do not know enough about the games, but EA fucked it up and made it like a just generic free-to-play game on iPhones, and everyone got all up in arms about it. I played it on the iPhone. It was a piece of shit, but so it's like it's rightfully so. So then I googled like Dungeon Keeper type game, but like not shit. I think I'd used better words than that. And War for the Overworld came up in a message board describing it as that exact same thing. I bought it when it was in beta, and apparently it's got a full release. I still haven't gone back and played it, but it was fun. So maybe I will go back and play that sometime. I definitely played more than 16 minutes though. I don't know why Steam's fucking up all my game time. The Witcher and The Witcher 2, I bought these on sale again for like $1, and I have not played either of them. Some people, the way it's been described to me is you can play The Witcher. If you don't like it, then skip it. But Witcher 2 is supposed to be really, really good. I want to go and play them, but again, it's just because it's on my PC. It's just like I barely played my PC, so I might buy The Witcher 2 for 360 or something and try and play it that way. I got really soured. I almost bought it one time, and then one of my old GameStop managers was like, "Oh no, it was a terrible port to 360." But everyone else I've talked to since then, like he was the first one to tell me about that, but every other person told me like, "No, it's fine. Just like you wouldn't even notice." So I don't know. I want to play these eventually, but just no real drive right now. World of Goo, really fun puzzle game where you kind of have to like connect to the goo, or you have to connect from one place to another, basically using the goo. The picture shows it perfectly. Or you just like you pull the goo and you make different paths, basically trying to make like bridges and stuff like that. Very fun game. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So that is the end of my Steam collection, and I gotta do the ones that I just want to show off the ones that I own too. So everything that's like darkened are games that I'll go through them all. So, A Reckless Disregard for Gravity. I did not enjoy this game. Again, I bought it for the Steam Christmas sale thing. For the Awesome. Or no, I think I got that one in like an indie pack. And this is the one I bought for the Steam thing. I played it, and it was just, I just did not enjoy it. I found it to be very hard. Alien Breed 2 Assault. I got this free on one of like the summer sales, or one of the summer camp things. Amnesia, nope. And then Anomaly Wars on Earth, no idea what that is. Antichamber, no idea what it is. Adam Zombie Smasher, I apparently played this for 11 minutes. I have no recollection of it. I do not remember it at all. Audio Surfer is a fun game where I don't really play it now, but basically it's like you're in a ship and you're like on like a rail, but it creates obstacles. You like load a song from your either computer, or you can search from your computer. And it'll create a track based on that song. It can be any form of audio. You could like convert this video into audio and go based on that. Yeah, that was fun. It's just kind of gimmicky, but I haven't really gone back to it. Avedon, the Black Fortress, no fucking idea what this is. The Baconing, I think I got that in a pack too. No idea what it is. Blocks That Matter, no idea. Botany, no idea. Braid, another game people tell me to play. I think I own it on PS3 too. Bridge Constructor. It's alright, I guess. When did I play this? Last year? This was like the last bridge. For some reason, bridge simulators get really fucking popular, and I bought this one and just got really bored. Brutal Legend, also available for PS3 and 360. I definitely got this in a Humble Bundle. I have not played it. Bunch of Heroes, I think I've played this. I don't remember what it's about, though. Cave Story Plus, again, no idea. Company of Heroes, no idea. Company of Heroes, new Steam version, no idea. Opposing Fronts, Tale of Valor, no idea. Darksiders, played that for PS3, was not impressed. Found it kind of boring. Darwinia, no idea. Defcon, played this for the Steam achievement. Basically, I don't vaguely remember the thing, but there was a trophy for shooting down Santa Claus. Demolition Inc., also bought for that one Christmas Steam thing. Basically, do as much damage as you can. I don't remember too much from it, though. I don't remember it being very fun. Dungeons of Dreadmore, haven't played it. Dust and Elysian Tale, I think I have that on PS4 because it was on PlayStation Plus. Haven't played it. Divine Cybermancy, haven't played it. Edge, haven't played it. Eats Munchies, haven't played it. Euphoria HD, haven't played it. Everyday Shooter, haven't played it. A lot of these were either Steam sales back when I was buying Steam games or Humble Bundles. So there's a lot. I have no fucking idea what they are. Fable: The Lost Chapters, already talked about in the 360 version. I think the Fable Anniversary for 360 or for Steam, because I think it came out for Steam too, are the best ways to play this. Fez came out on PS3 for PlayStation Plus and Vita. Played a little bit. It's fun, but not that great, in my opinion. Fractal, never played it. From Dust, that's actually a really fun game, but I have for PS3, so I'll talk about it then. Gary's Mod, everyone fucking talks about it. I'm sure it would be fun if you knew how to use it. I do not know how to use it. Gemini Rue, have no fucking idea what that is. Gianna Sisters, no idea. Gone Home. So Carlos was fucking jizzing over this game. And it was really popular on the internet for a while. Basically, it's not so much a game as like an interactive like thing where you go through an old house, you come home for the first time or whatever, and you're basically looking through, like, your parents had gone away and your sister was supposed to be home, but you can't find her. You go through the house and you're like reading different notes left by your sister, and you're reading about things like you're learning about the person you are, because you know nothing. Like, literally, you just arrive home, you read a note like, "Oh, honey, I know you're coming back," or something like that. And yeah, it's all right. I don't think it's as amazing as people say, and Carlos missed something very, very critical at the end. But yeah, I recommend picking it up, I guess, if it's for like less than $5 or less. Not as game changing as everything else. So we have Grand Theft Auto 2, 3, 4. 4 I played on PS3. Very, very fun game. I don't know if I like 5 better, but 4 is really, really good, and I recommend, if you haven't played it, I recommend you try it. Episodes from Liberty City, haven't played it. San Andreas, played it as a kid, didn't really enjoy it that much. I remember using cheats in this game and still not getting that far. Same thing with Vice City, just didn't really play it. Guacamelee Gold Edition, I think I have this for PS4 on from PlayStation Plus. Heard really good things, haven't tried it yet. H1Z1 Test Server, don't know what that is. Hacker Evolution, no idea. Half-Life 2 and Half-Life Episode 1. Carlos yells at me constantly for this, but I have not played Half-Life 2 because I just cannot get into it. Like, I think I didn't even beat the first level. I just kind of started to play it and couldn't get into it. Basically, the way Half-Life was described to me, or the best way I can describe it now, is it was revolutionary at the time, but a lot of modern games have adapted things from it, so like it's like the Citizen Kane of video games, which I'm not saying that to be pretentious. I'm just saying, like, it did things that other movies hadn't done, but now it's just really commonplace, so it's not as special anymore. So yeah. Half-Life 2 Episode 1, same thing. Hitman, Codename 47, Hitman 2, and Hitman Blood Money. This is the collection of Hitman. I think I have it on PS3. I tried playing Hitman either 2 or Codename 47 and could not get into them, which I kind of regret because I've heard really, really good things about Hitman games. I'm just worried it might be too late for me to play them. Iron Grip Warlord, no idea. Jamestown, I played this game briefly. It's basically like those old games where like you have the plane at the bottom and you just like shoot all the ships coming at you with like the joystick, like an arcade game. It was fun. It's just not a game I'd play on my own time. Killing Floor. This game got really cheap too. Basically, you just kill a bunch of zombies and they're infected in this, whatever. Wasn't a huge fan. Left 4 Dead 2 Beta. Do not know why I have this. Left 4 Dead. It's fun. I'd like Left 4 Dead 2 more. Limbo. It's a fun game. I don't think I've ever beaten it. Also, Lightfish. No idea what this is. I think I have it for PS3 or Vita or something. I think I have it for Vita. I got stuck at one point and just kind of never went back. But it's a neat little indie game. Lone Survivor. I think I have that for PlayStation Plus too. I haven't played it. Magica. This was kind of fun, where you have like a bunch of different elements and you can combine the spells to make different spells. It just didn't really feel like a complete game. It felt like it wasn't all the way like made. Maybe it just wasn't running correctly on my PC, but who knows. Mark of the Ninja, no idea. Metro 2033, heard really good things. It's on 360, and then Metro Last Light, I know was Ray from Achievement Hunter's favorite game of that year it came out. And there's the HD versions for PS4 and Xbox One, but I haven't tried them, so can't really comment. Monaco, I've seen this game played, it looked fun, but it looks like you need multiple people, and I do not have multiple people to play it, so I haven't tried it. Multiwinia, no idea. Oil Rush, no idea. Orcs Must Die. This is a fun game where it's like tower defense, but you also can like move your character around. It's like third person kind of game, so it's like you're you don't have like the overhead view that you do with most tower defense games. It was fun. I just haven't really gone back to play it. Portal. I did not finish Portal 1, and I think I originally played it in the orange box on PS3. Portal 2. I have every single player trophy in this, and I need to do a multiplayer playthrough with Carlos on PS3. But I should be able to platinum it. Very, very fun. I really enjoyed Portal 2, and you can easily play without playing the first one. Postal 2. This is the game like rated like adult or something, right? Like it didn't have a rating. I haven't played it. I don't remember why I bought it. Psychonauts, fun game. Really wish I could get through it. It's just I can never find the time, and it's just old enough where it's just I'm just not interested. Red Faction Armageddon. I talked about this earlier, but it's just a piece of shit. They made really dumb decisions. Gorilla, I have this for PS3. Revenge of the Titans, no idea. Rochard, no idea. Rock of Ages, no idea. Rocket Birds, no idea. Runespell, Overture, no idea. Saints Row the Third, very, very fun game. Played on PS3. I did not play Saints 1 or 2, but Saints Row 3 is fucking amazing. Sanctum, I briefly played this. It's kind of like a tower defense game. Don't know too much about it. Not a huge fan. Civ 4 needs no introduction. I prefer Civ 5. Sideway, no idea. Solar 2. This is actually a pretty fun game. I don't remember how it's played, but I remember it being fun. Space Pirates and Zombies, no idea. Splice, no idea. Battlefront 2 needs no introduction. I played more on PS2. Super Meat Boy. I just got that for PS4. We'll talk about it there. Surgeon Simulator. Also talk about it on PS4. The Swapper. No idea. Swords and Soldiers. No idea. Terraria. Have that for Vita. It's not Minecraft, but it's fun for its own reasons. I've never really played it enough to get into it, but I could see myself getting into it if I gave it some time. Thief Gold, Thief 2, Thief Deadly Shadows. I bought these in a pack. They're supposed to be really good. I have not played them, and I'm pretty sure they'd be too old for me to play anyway. Titan Quest, no idea. Toby's Vertical Adventure, no idea. Torchlight, it's a dungeon crawler. It's alright. I'm not a huge fan of dungeon crawlers. I kind of got a little bit into Torchlight, but it did not suck me in. Much bigger fan of Diablo 3, to be honest. Train Simulator. I bought this for no fucking reason because there's a huge hype on Reddit, and I'm an idiot for buying this. I just did not get the hype, and I have not enjoyed it. Trine 2. I've seen a Let's Play of it. Not impressed. Probably not going to play it. Tropico 4. We already talked about this. Universe Sandbox. It's alright. It's not great. It'll keep you occupied for like 10 minutes. Uplink. No idea. Virus Named Tom. No idea. Warhammer 40,000. I played this on PS3 because it was the game of the month for PS Plus once. Just did not enjoy it. Felt like a bad Gears of War. Waves, no idea. World Basketball Manager 2010. Funny fucking story about this game. So that Christmas thing I keep talking about for the Steam collection. How do I put this? You had a chance at getting a free game during that Steam sale in like 2012. I'm trying to think. I remember you could, if you got enough Steam achievements, I think you could like get a chance at another free game. So basically, it was like a present. You'd open it, and it could literally be any game in the entire Steam library. I got World Basketball Manager 2010 twice. I was just baffled. So I gave one to my friend Zach, who is the only other person who has this, and that's it. I have never played it. I never intend to play it. I'm a little fucking pissed that they did that to me. Zodic, no idea. Zombie Driver, no idea. Is that the end? That is the end. So that's all the games I own. Wait, let me do one thing. No, I'll do it later. I think I'm going to buy Echo the Dolphin and do a Let's Play of that because someone recommended it to me. So I'll do that later. But that is it for my Steam games. I think we got PS3 and PS4. I have no idea how long this is going to be. Oh, 30 minutes. Great. So we're probably going to be at about 2.5 hours. I'm debating whether to do it in multiple videos or just make them all one long video. I think I'll just make it all one long video with that warning in the front of it. But yeah, so moving on. We're going to do the PS3 collection, which is probably the biggest after my physical one. Alright, starting from the bottom. Spyro Ripto's Rage. I've beaten this game once. Very big fan. It's from Insomniac Games, people who do Ratchet & Clank. Final Fantasy Tactics. I prefer War of the Lions, the PSP version. I have the PSP version on Vita, but still pretty fun. I still recommend people get it if they don't have access to a Vita. Final Fantasy VII. Okay, so I've explained this numerous times. I'm going to give it a quick rundown. I had this game as a kid, and I knew it was 3 discs, so I knew it was going to take a long time, and I never really had access to a PlayStation for extended periods of time at the time. So I put it off, and then when I finally sat down and played it, I lost the data, and then I played it on PC because there was a PC version of it, and I lost the data, and then I played on my PlayStation 3, and then I lost the data, and then I played on PC again, and I lost the data, and then I played on PS3 again, and I lost the data. It's continued for some time, and this I never got further than getting Sid, but for the most part, I wouldn't even get that far. So then, I kind of recently, maybe a year ago, I started playing on PS3, and then I would go to work and I'd upload it to my PSP, and then I would play it there, and then I would play it on my Vita, and then I stopped playing for whatever reason, and I go back and just I have no fucking idea where I am, and it's just I vaguely remember what I did before, and I have no idea how to progress, and it's just I haven't even lost the data, but it's just I can't continue. So I have had a lot of bad luck with this game. I want to give it a shot, I just don't know if I can. So that's why I'm really looking forward to the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's basically a fresh chance, and I'm just going to play it that way. It's too hard. Final Fantasy V, I've heard good things about this game. I never really got into it. It's one of the first 6 Final Fantasies, which are really tough to get into as a modern gamer. Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. I'm actually a huge fucking fan of this game. It's not the best optimized. I wish there was a fan creation of this game where they made it again, but it's it works better. The game's a little bit buggy. Sometimes things go slower than they should and stuff like that, but it's fun. I don't care. I'll admit it. I enjoy this game. I'll play it every once in a while. Every 2 years or so. Final Fantasy VIII. Kind of the same story as 7, except I've only tried it 3 times. I actually was playing it on my Vita over the summer. I got to disc 2, and then I stopped, and I haven't tried to go back since. Innocent Life, a futuristic Harvest Moon, kind of like regular Harvest Moon. I haven't really gotten into this one that much at all either. It's very different from A Wonderful Life in that A Wonderful Life kind of broke away from the other Harvest Moons. This one's more like the classical one, but with kind of some futuristic stuff. It's fun, but it's I really got attached to Wonderful Life, so it's tough for me to get into this one. Spyro Year of the Dragon. This is my favorite PlayStation game of all time. Just gonna put that out there. Even the Digimon Worlds. This is the first game that I've 100% completed, and I've done it a couple times since then. I really, really, really enjoy this game. It's just dumb, simple fun. It's got some humor to it. This was my first PlayStation game I ever played. This was the first game I ever played on my own. Weirdly enough, I got into video games late. But this was the first game I ever played by myself and on the console alone. And I've had a blast since then. So it holds a special place in my heart, and just think it's fun. It's also by Insomniac Games, the people who went on to make Ratchet & Clank. Alright, there we go. Why is it taking so long for you to respond? So, I broke it into PSX, which is PlayStation 1 and 2 titles, PSN, which is downloadable PlayStation titles only, and then PS3 games. So, PSN, I don't have that many. Way at the bottom, I have Castle Crashers. This is super loud, Castle Crashers. I can't wait to turn the volume down here. Very fun game, very short game. I've never beaten it. I know it would be more fun to play multiplayer. All of my friends have either beaten it and never want to play it again, or not played it and have no desire to play it. This makes me very sad. Shatter was one of the original PlayStation Plus games. Was okay. It's basically like Brick Break, but in the future. Flower, very fun game. You actually it's very relaxing. Use the 6-axis controller to tilt the direction of the flowers and hold a button to accelerate. Pretty fun. Would not make a good Let's Play, but I recommend playing it if you have a chance. Scott Pilgrim. I actually have a couple Let's Plays in this game, and I will link to them here, unless I don't. And then you should just search it. But it's alright, I'm not a huge fan of beat-em-ups, but it was definitely fun with my friends. Limbo, talked about it in the Steam part. It's fun, never really finished it. Journey, a game that's pretty fun. I played it once with PJ. He was just kind of sitting there while I was playing. Very, very good experience. I recommend you play this if you get a chance. Tokyo Jungle. Also have a Let's Play in this. I think I have 1 or 2 parts. I don't actually know. Fun game. Takes a lot to get some of the like cooler animals to use, but pretty fun. Magic 2014, just a digital version of Magic the Gathering, so it's pretty fun. I got really into this one, and I've played the one before it a couple times. I have not played 2015, but I don't know. Magic was the first card game I played. I played it before I played Yu-Gi-Oh! So I have fond memories of it, but the game has gone way further away from what I used to play, so it's tough for me to get into it. Braid. People have recommended I play this. I have not played it. I'm sorry. From Dust, really fun game. You kind of like control the elements. I think this would be a pretty fun like one-off Let's Play. Like you basically play God, and you're trying to help these tribes people like get to their destination from point A to point B. But there's like obstacles along the way. You can suck up water. You can suck up lava. You can do all sorts of different stuff and like place it in different things. Really fun. Just really weird fun. So Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. I'm going to take it off this game because the audio is super loud right now. I played that one first, but it's really just you fight the same, you basically fight the same people over and over. But it was a chance to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Online, so I did that. It's alright, it's not a great game by any means, but the card list isn't that updated, but it's pretty good. Rogue Legacy is fun. I think it went on PlayStation Plus at one point, but I actually bought it when I was in a drought 2 summers ago. Really fun game. I'd like to do a Let's Play in this. Now that I think about it, I might do that one this weekend. But the idea is you have to go through this castle, and when you die, it's permanent death. But you your child will carry on your stats, and like whatever castle you build will like remain built. And you'll gain all the abilities from it. And I think I'm on to like my 1000th generation, but it's really fun, but it's very hard. So I don't know. Minecraft, the game that needs no introduction. I perfected this on 360 when it was only like 12 achievements. I perfected it on PS3. I perfected it on PS4, and I'm working on it on Vita. All different sets of trophies, which is nice. Very fun game. I really enjoy this game. Me and Spencer tried to do a Let's Play in this game, but then we decided we should play just with the two of us first. And then once we've like built our world a little bit, we'll start doing Let's Plays. But very fun. Doesn't need any introduction. You've definitely seen Minecraft at some point. Galaga Legions, like futuristic Galaga. I'm a huge fan of Galaga in the arcades, so translates that I would be a fan here. Pretty fun. Pac-Man, it's alright. I prefer Galaga. Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium Duels. So this was like an improved version of Decade Duels, where you go through and you fight all the opponents from these 4 seasons. I have beaten all of them once, and then you unlock Expert Mode, where they have really fucking cheap decks, where they like actually try to win and don't use their actual deck they have in the show. So I've had a lot of trouble. I think I'm halfway through GX on the Expert Mode. Fun game. No real need to play it now that Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist came out. Alright, here we go. The PS3 games. I'm glad it started me at the bottom. Ratchet & Clank Quest for Booty. This is like a halfway game between Tools of Destruction and A Crack in Time. I've actually never played it because I didn't think it was like actually part of the story. So I planned to play it when I went back and replayed Tools of Destruction, but I never finished it. And so then I planned, like, maybe when I get through the Let's Plays, I'll do it, which did not pan out. So I don't know. I'll play it eventually. Resident Evil 5, not a great game. Not very fun. It's alright. It's definitely designed for co-op, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. Games will never be scary if you have a partner. It's impossible. Like, there's always that like that belief that like, oh, how can this be scary if there's still someone next to me? Plus, you can't like get synced into an atmosphere of a horror game if you're talking to someone with you. So, not a scary game. This is when they started turning it into an action game. Not a huge fan. Ratchet Deadlocked. I actually have some Let's Plays with Carlos from years ago with this, but not my favorite Ratchet & Clank. I actually did platinum this, but It's not great. Basically, they tried to go more towards multiplayer. I don't recommend they do that. And they kind of took most of the story stuff out and like the different worlds. It's got a whole gimmick to it. You can watch the Let's Play. It's not my favorite. It's an okay game still. But, whatever. Prototype. Fun game. Kind of boring story. I've never beaten it. It's okay. It's not my favorite game. I still have it installed because I plan to go back to it eventually, but I don't think I will. So then we have Dead Space 2. So this is one of the only games where the digital file does not share the same file as the physical game, which bothers me. But I actually really, really enjoyed this game. I platinumed it, and this has one of my favorite things ever, which is they have a hardcore mode, which is permadeath. Like if you die, you have to start all over. But this game is like, the campaign is like 4, 5, 6 hours long. So, and that's if you're not having difficulties. It's like if you fly through. So, because they know that, the hardcore mode, they allow you to save 3 times. And I don't think the game is kind of scary. It's got some jump scares, and like if you played with headphones, I'm sure it'd be a lot more intense. But nothing is quite as scary as seeing a bunch of enemies run towards you, being like low on health, and realizing if you die, you have to start the entire game over again. That builds a different kind of fear in you, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. I think some people like Dead Space 1 better. I like 2 a lot better. Infamous. This game is infamous. Fun game. I want to go back and platinum it, but at the same time, I don't want to collect all the blast shards, so I don't know. I think Carlos went and did that. But the main reason I haven't tried to platinum this is when I was doing my original good playthrough, there was like a 2-day outage of PSN, and any trophies, this was like recently when the trophy system was implemented, any trophies you gained during that time did not sync. So, or maybe it was just for me. So I have like a couple missing from like halfway through the good playthrough, and I have all of them from the bad playthrough missing. So it's kind of killed my desire to go back and play it. I'm actually a much bigger fan of Infamous 2. Story is better in Infamous 1. What do you call it? Story is better in 1, but the gameplay is a lot better in 2, I think. And I've platinumed 2. I haven't platinumed this one. Dead Rising 2, off the record. So this basically takes Dead Rising 2, which had Chuck as this protagonist. Frank is the protagonist in Dead Rising 1. And they replaced Chuck with Frank, and it's off the record because it's not canon. But they add a couple things to the game, gameplay-wise. They change a couple bosses around. And the story is obviously drastically different. But it's fun. It's just good, stupid fun, and I bought it for like $5. I think I want to buy Dead Rising 2 again, because I want to play that game again. I platinumed Dead Rising 2. I didn't platinum this game. Yeah, so like when I platinumed, I was like, oh, I'm never going to play this again, but that's wrong. So I think I'm going to try and download it again if I can. Definitely a fun game. So then we have Dead Space 3. Again, the same rule applies. If you have a co-op partner, the game will never be scary. So they turned this game into an action game, which really did not sit well with me. Dead Space 3 isn't a terrible game, but it is nothing like 2 and 1. They took out the power node system, everything. I'm not a fan. But if you want to see me and Carlos play it, we have I think we have 6 Let's Plays, which I will link now, unless I don't. So Saints Row the Third. This is my first Saints Row I played. Very fun. I really enjoyed this game. And that's all I really have to say about it. I mean, it's a goofy game. I mean, if you want to play it, play it. It's kind of ridiculous. The Saints Row series started off as like Grand Theft Auto clones and quickly just went more ridiculous than Grand Theft Auto. And I think do it better. Like Grand Theft Auto tried to have a couple of ridiculous moments, didn't even come close to Saints Row anymore, which is funny that they managed to beat them at their own game, kind of. Resident Evil 4. I have done a full Let's Play of this game that about 10 people watched. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this game. I think this was the 4th game I Let's Played, and I finally went back and finished it after a really long time. But fuck, I just remembered. This is really, really unrelated, but the S game before Star Wars, way back when I was doing the physical games that I own, it was the Sly Collection. Carlos is borrowing it. That's why I don't have it right now. But that's the missing game, is the Sly Collection. So Resident Evil 4, one of my favorite games from the PS2 era, and the HD version is really the way to play it. Um, it's really fun. It manages to have like it's like, to me it's like Dead Space. It's like you have a gun, but yet the game still managed to be scary. Like I like the idea of being able to defend myself, but at the same time the game being scary. The problem I did with the Let's Play was that I got too good at the game, so the normal mode was not a challenge for me. I want to go back and play on Pro, but I think that'd be better if it was like a stream or something. I don't know. We'll see. Again, I'm a huge fan of this game. I talked about this when I talked about Origins. This game tried to be more like Mass Effect, and I don't think it succeeded. But Inquisition corrected all of its mistakes. But so, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever go back to it, but I might. That's why I leave it installed. I'd much rather play Inquisition though. Ratchet and Clank 2. I did a full, complete Let's Play of this game, which you can click here, unless I don't, to watch. That's another thing in the comments. Tell me if I don't do an annotation to a game. So I think this is like the first of the really good Ratchet and Clanks. Like 1 is a lot more of a simple game, and 2 they added more mechanics and like that slowly grew over time. And so I like 2. I don't when I replay the series, I start with 2. I don't start with 1. I just kind of skip it. And then there's Prototype 2, which kind of improved on some things from Prototype 1. I've played a little bit. Again, it's just like it's kind of fun, but it's just like it gets really repetitive for me, so I kind of stopped playing. And then we have Ratchet and Clank 3. I did one part in this. At the same time, I did like 3 or 4 other games, like their first part, and see which ones people like the most. And people like Monster Rancher 4 the most, so I stopped playing this. I would still really like to go back and play this game, so I don't know if I'll stream it or if I'll just do Let's Plays, but you can expect more from this game eventually. I don't know. I really want to play more of it. Sonic Adventure 2, I talked about this when I did the GameCube part, but yeah, I'm just not really good at this game, and it kind of bothers me that I'm not good at it. I just don't know what trick I'm missing that everyone else seems to know. This was the first Sonic game and last Sonic game I've played, so who knows. Tales of Grace F. I bought this on sale with Tales of Xillia because I wanted to have Tales of Xillia digitally, so I didn't have to keep borrowing PJ's copy, even though I'm still borrowing it. Know nothing about it, and I haven't played it, but it's there. XCOM Enemy Within. Really, really, really huge fan of XCOM Enemy Within and Enemy... there's Enemy Within and then Enemy Unknown, which is the first one. Enemy Within basically takes XCOM Enemy Unknown and then adds a ton of game mechanics to it, but it is technically still the same game. Like it's not a sequel or anything. I love this game, and I think I'm only missing 2 trophies, and I'm like halfway through a playthrough to get the last 2. Really, really fun game. I can't wait to play more of it, if I'm being honest. This is my game where, like, if I'm in a dry spell, I always go back to this game to play. When Carlos, PJ, and I did the Dino Laser podcast, which I will not link. You can find it if you want, but we basically just talked about games. I didn't really feel like podcasting was our kind of thing. Mostly because I can never get 2 or 3 people other than me to have their schedules available at the same time. Goddamn assholes being adults. So I kind of just stopped it. But I used XCOM Enemy Within as the backdrop just because I don't know how well Let's Play have worked. I have not thought about streaming this. This could be a fun game to stream, but who knows. Payday 2. I'm going to quickly show it. Oh, right. This one isn't as loud as... Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm going to take it off this. Payday 2 is a ton of fun. I really enjoy it. I'm waiting for it to either go free on PS4 or to go on sale, and then I'll pick it up for PS4. It's got a little buggy sometimes, but like just has so many fun things. I've done a couple different parts of Payday 2. I think I've done 2 or 3 videos with Carlos where we did Framing Frame. I'll link that right now, I guess, but really fun game. I honestly just really dumb fun. So, and just like it's made by the people who made Left 4 Dead, I believe Carlos told me, and it shows. Like it's really good co-op gameplay. Borderlands 2, talked about it earlier. It was free on PlayStation Plus, so I prefer to play the digital version, but the DLC still works from my disc, so that's fun. South Park: Stick of Truth. I'm not a fan of South Park anymore. I want to make that very clear. I just kind of fell off. It feels like the writing's lazy and it's offensive for the sake of being offensive. Like, if you make the same joke 1,000 times, I'm not laughing anymore. Make new. I don't care about being offensive, but like make variations on the joke for fuck's sake. However, this game was actually pretty funny. Some people have said it's the funniest game they've ever played. That's wrong. That's Saints Row 4. But yeah, it's pretty good. I think I'm halfway through a playthrough to finish getting my platinum. I'm missing like 3 trophies. It's fun. Again, Red Faction. Jesus Christ, I didn't know I owned it this many times. Talked about it when I was talking about the physical game, so no real need. So Deus Ex Director's Cut. This is not technically the same game as the regular Deus Ex. So Director's Cut went on sale for like $5 or $6, and I bought it. But it happened like 2 weeks after I finished my Deus Ex Human Revolution playthrough, which is the same game, just not the Director's Cut. And I platinumed it, and so, but like I had just played through this game, so like I can't play through the Director's Cut again. But Carlos played through, and he said it was really, really fun. And he wishes more games do the Director's Cut. And also, this has a completely new set of trophies, so I do want to go back and play it again. Very fun. Yeah, Human Revolution was free on PlayStation Plus, but the Director's Cut was you had to buy again. Director's Cut also added the ability for New Game Plus, so you could carry over all your abilities, which I really like the idea of. Again, I wish I hadn't played Human Revolution when I did. Bulletstorm, I picked this up the same time I picked up the Director's Cut. Fun game, really stupid, over the top, like it's a parody of like those macho type games. I think it's made by the same people who did Gears of War. I stopped playing after a while, and now I don't really have the momentum to go back, but it is fun. I do want to go back to it eventually. I don't know how it would work for Let's Play or stream. Maybe. I'm not really feeling too enthused about it, though. Final Fantasy X and X2 Remaster. So, I platinumed Final Fantasy X, I think, within the first month that I got it. Maybe even 3 weeks. Kind of the same thing as Skyrim. Like, I was playing it non-stop until I beat it. And really fun. I'm actually doing a Let's Play of it on the PS4 version now. And I'll link to that here. Or not, unless blah, 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 etc. Final Fantasy X2. The game is not as bad as people say, but it is still bad. Gameplay-wise, it's okay. Like, it just uses the job system like a lot of the older Final Fantasies do. Except they do it based on different outfits and stuff like that. And they just made it so fucking fan-servicey. I'm not a huge fan of it. And at the same time, Final Fantasy X didn't need a sequel. It was perfectly fine on its own. The only thing that's worth it in Final Fantasy X, there's probably like 20 minutes total from the entire game of like cutscenes worth it for people who played Final Fantasy X. Like, it barely has anything to do with the first story, so I do not recommend it. But I've platinumed it. I platinumed it in, like, I think within the same week I platinumed Human Revolution. So then we have Dishonored. I actually have a couple Let's Plays to this too. I don't know if I want to link them. I'm not going to link them, actually. I want to go back and play this game again for like a stream or something. Very fun. I was playing this for a bit. It's good, but I got fucked over where I did a no alert, no killing run, and then for some fucking reason I didn't get the trophy for no killing. So I got really annoyed. It's actually the exact same thing happened to me the first time I did Human Revolution. I don't know. I'd like to play it again, but I was actually playing. I was having fun the last time I played it, but it has this weird effect where like I try to play it and I just get like so bored so quickly. Even though when I first played it, I was really, really into it. Carlos said he has the same problem. I don't know. But yeah, it's fun. I want to go back to it. I don't know if I want to buy the PS4 version instead. I don't think I'll ever platinum it because I need like 3 playthroughs to do it, and I don't think I have that in me. But it's there. Tales of Xillia. So this is a fun game. It really is. It's like this is the first Tales of game I've ever played, and I enjoy it. But what happens is I'll play it for like 3 days, and then I won't play it again for like 2 years. So like I've gotten a little bit into the story, but not nearly enough. I think I just got the 4th party member. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4th, including the main character. And I just haven't really gone back to it, but I plan to. and the save works my physical edition, so I can always go back to it. It's just, eh. So I recently played all 3 of these, one right after another. I played 2. I enjoyed it a lot. After watching the cutscenes for 1 on YouTube, I didn't even come. I think I have like 30% of the trophies. I didn't even come close to platinuming it, but it's good. I really like the Metal Gear series. 3 I platinumed when I played it, so that's good. I actually played Metal Gear Solid 3 on PS2 without playing the other Metal Gears, and I really enjoyed it. And going back and playing it after playing 1, after seeing all those cutscenes from 1 and playing 2, it makes it kind of better. Plus, it really leads into the story of 4 and 5. I liked 4. 4 is, I think, the best story-wise. Like, it really wraps up the whole series, which is why there shouldn't be a 5 or a Peace Walker, but, you know, I like 5. And I just, like, gameplay-wise, I don't think it's solid. It's like, it's got to be like 2 hours of gameplay and like 6 hours of cutscene. But it's good. I mean, it's, I don't know, I liked it. And then Okami, which I'm currently doing a Let's Play in, so you should definitely watch that too. Not going to explain Okami, except that it's probably in my top 5 games of all time, along with Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, as just like the games I get the most enjoyment out of. Very, very fun, very good. So that is my PS3 collection. We've got the PS4 collection, and that'll be the end of the fucking super fucking long video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and moving on. Alright, so finally we have my PS4 games. I mean, this is actually going to be the easiest way to do this. I'm just going to scroll through. You can see which games are installed and which games aren't. And these are just all the games I own for PS4. I couldn't really do this with PS3 because, like, I own a lot more games for the PS3 digitally, but I didn't want to go through my whole store history just because I have like 700 or 800 different items, including like DLC and stuff. So I only went with what's installed. But this is different. So, okay. I have Aru's Awakening, which is PS Plus, Apotheon, Contrast, Broken Age, Counter Spy. Have not played any of them. They were from PlayStation Plus on various months. Armello, I talked about in Steam, but it's a very fun strategy game. I've played it with Spencer a couple times, and I've played once with Solo on a Let's Play. Really fun, strategy and stuff like that. I mean, the best way to learn how to play is just by watching or just by playing. But I really enjoy it. Next up, I'm going to do 6 at a time, I think. Dead Nation Apocalypse, Doki Doki Universe. Again, PlayStation Plus games I never played, so I don't know anything about them. Destiny. So, I bought Destiny because I was in a drought at the time, and then it's funny because after I bought Destiny, I bought Diablo. But I wasn't... It was fun at first. It's just they kind of claimed they had this huge, big story, and then they didn't really deliver. All the stories in the fucking Grimoire cards or whatever. So I wasn't a big fan. I made it to like light level like 27, and I raided Crota once. I think it was Crota. What's the first one? No, Temple of Glass. And then I just stopped playing. And like I still have friends who play. I still have people telling me I should play it. And it's like the DLC supposedly, like I've seen the DLC Let's Play and it looks good, but it's just like I already play an MMO. I don't need to play more. So Destiny is whatever. I have no real desire to play it. But you know, it was alright at the time. I wish it was more like real Halo, and like I wish there was a single player and then the multiplayer. I wish the multiplayer was like leave Destiny the way it is completely, and you can make that the multiplayer. And then I just wish there was like a single player campaign where you could go solo or like co-op and get like a really good story like in Halo. So I don't know. I think they kind of fucked up. I also think the 10-year plan for Destiny is fucking ridiculous, and they're going to milk it dry. And I think people are going to stop playing by like next year. So we'll see. Diablo 3. Usually, I talked about this when I went over Torchlight and the Steam one, but I hate dungeon crawlers normally. Somehow Diablo 3 just sucked my soul in. And I actually played it a lot. Okay, there are people yelling outside, and my closed window is not stifling the sound. Anyway, I actually do like this game a lot. I did a stream of it. The only reason it's uninstalled right now is because I'm just anticipating having to download a couple of big games. So I know I'm not going to play it in the immediate future. I'll definitely play it again at some point. I think the only trophies I'm missing are to get to level 70 with every character. I've done it with 2, and there's 4 more. With every class, I mean, or character. I guess they're classes and characters together. And then on hardcore, beat Malthael, who's the boss of the Reapers of Soul expansion, which is just included in the PS4 version, and to beat Diablo on hardcore, and to reach level 70 on hardcore. So it's like kind of all together. So it's not that hard. It's just basically 4 leveling to 70s and then 1 hardcore playthrough. So it's within my grasp, so I think I'll go for it eventually. Don't Starve is another PS Plus game. It's kind of fun. It's hard to describe. It's all right. I never really got that into it, but I kept it installed because it's like 5 megabytes, and I want to give it another shot eventually. I think it'd be better as a Vita game, and I think it is available for Vita, but I couldn't really get into it. Dragon Age Inquisition. I talked about this more with Dragon Age Origins, but basically fixed everything I didn't like about 2, and still kept a lot of story and stuff like that from 1. And if you use the Keep, so Dragon Age Keep, you can like set how your playthrough in Origins and 2 went, and it's crazy how much things were impacted and stuff like that. But I really am enjoying this game. I'm going to keep playing. I'm like halfway through the game. So, yeah, fun. Next 6. Okay. Drive Club, Dust and Legion Tale, Entwined, Ether 1, and Escape Plan. All PlayStation Plus games I have not played, including Fez. Fez I played on PS3. I have not gotten into... I haven't gotten into any. I haven't played these 5, and Fez, like I said, I played a little bit but couldn't get that into it. So we have Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, which came with the Final Fantasy 15 demo, which is what this is. Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Remaster, and Final Fantasy 14, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Future Iridium. Future Iridium, no fucking idea what that is. Another PlayStation Plus game. I hit my desk. Final Fantasy Type 0 is originally a PSP game, and then it was transferred to PS4. It's alright. I want to eventually finish it. It's uninstalled again because I'm anticipating buying some big games. But I don't know. There's like 15 main characters, so it gets kind of muddled up, and the story isn't that straightforward. But a lot of people say like once they beat it, they were really satisfied they beat it. So I do want to go back to it, but we'll see. Again, Final Fantasy X, doing a Let's Play. You should watch. Really fun. It looks even better on PS4 than it did on PS3, and they added the ability to change the soundtrack from the arranged to the original, so that's cool. Final Fantasy 14. I can't read Roman numerals. Again, I play this game way too often. I have the Heaven's Ward expansion, so I played 2.2 into 2.3 into 2.4 and 2.5 and then 5.5. So that was about like the first year of Final Fantasy. And then 3.0 was Heaven's Ward, and I've been playing that. 3.1 is due to come out soon. I really, really enjoy this game. I've thought about doing a Let's Play where I start a brand new character, but I think it might be better as a stream or something. It would kind of take a lot of grinding. I'm not sure how much I would include, but it could be fun. So that's an idea I'm kicking around, but definitely need more support before I do it. The Final Fantasy 15 demo, supposedly they update this based on feedback, so I should go back and play it, because I played it before I played Type 0. But yeah, from what I've played in the demo, I'm really excited for 15. It looks very promising. It's more of an action type game for Final Fantasy, but that could work, who knows. So Grand Theft Auto 5, I actually played this the first time on PS3. I've played it twice on PS3 through the campaign. Once just to play it when it first came out, and then once to play it like so I could do the stocks and end up with like millions of dollars at the end of the game. And I started playing it on PS4. Again, I bought it when there was a drought and I wasn't really playing anything. And it's definitely fun. It's definitely good on PS4. I like the ability to go to first person at any moment. But it, I don't know, I stopped playing. It's still installed, so I mean, I plan to go back to it, but it's there. Alright, next 6. We have Grow Home, Guacamelee, like I said before, Super Turbo Championship Edition. I've heard good things, haven't played it. Grow Home won the first voting for PlayStation Plus. It was between Armello, Grow Home, and then something Viking related. I talked about it with Spencer, and supposedly a lot of people wanted to see the Viking one. Armello, I would have liked to see win so that I wouldn't have to buy it, and more people would have played it, but I still recommend buying it anyway. It's definitely a great game. Grow Home, I've actually heard bad things about. I heard it wasn't that good of a game, but I haven't played it. So we have Hohokam, no idea what that is, haven't played it. Infamous First Light, it's a prequel to Infamous Second Son. I'll talk about that in a second when I talk about Second Son. Hotline Miami, I actually platinumed on Vita. It was actually retroactively released for PS4 a little bit after the PS4's launch. So I haven't tried it on PS4, but I actually played the whole thing on Vita, so I didn't even play it on PS3. Hotline Miami 2. Weirdly enough, I switched because I tried playing it on Vita. That's where I originally bought it, and I wasn't really as good at it as I was at Hotline Miami. The other problem is that there's a lot of off-screen enemies that like shoot at you down in Hotline Miami 2. So they have this like mechanic where you kind of like shift the camera a little bit. You have to do that a lot in Hotline Miami 2. I should just keep saying. I should just say 2. Anyway, really fun game. I look forward to platinuming it eventually. It's a lot harder to platinum than regular Hotline Miami. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I played most of this on PS4 actually. All right, so Infamous and Infamous Second Son. Second Son I held off on for the longest time before I bought it because I figured it would eventually go to PlayStation Plus. But eventually, I think I ended up buying it for like $20. So I was like, all right. Started playing it. Got into the first like open area, and I was like, it was all right. And I just stopped playing for some reason. It wasn't really grabbing me. The story was okay, but the gameplay was good too. It just kind of started to feel repetitive. And this is a prequel, so it's a prequel, but I wanted to wait until after playing in Second Son to buy it. So I haven't really gotten into it. And then this was the first, I think, major, I guess you'd call it AAA game to come out for PS. I think it's the only AAA title to come out for PS4, PlayStation Plus. I haven't played it. It's basically Mortal Kombat with only DC characters. I don't care. I don't intend to play it, but I have it. Lara Croft, don't intend to play it. Mercenary Kings, don't intend to. Limbo, again, I've talked about it. Loadouts. So this was free. I don't know if it's still free. I saw Let's Plays of this before, and it seemed fun, so I downloaded it for a while. I never actually ended up playing it. I can't really talk about it. I mean, it looked okay, but didn't seem for me. And then we have Minecraft PS4, same as PS3, like I said before. Just fun, that's all. So Ground Zeroes was basically like I think they charged $40 or $60 at first for this, but it's not worth that amount. It was free on PlayStation Plus, which is the amount I'm willing to spend. $10 seems like appropriate for this, maybe even $20. But it's basically like a prequel to like get you introduced to the game mechanics for Metal Gear Solid 5. I think it came out a year before, or maybe even 2 years. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't really have some of the systems that they had in 5 for it though, but definitely good to get you like introduced to things. And then Metal Gear Solid 5. Honestly, it doesn't feel like a regular Metal Gear game. It feels very different. Like there's barely as many cutscenes. The gameplay is like there's still stealth elements, but it's open world and stuff like that. They changed a lot. It's still a very, very good game. I just don't know how I would rate it as a Metal Gear game. Mousecraft, Ollie Ollie 2, Pix the Cat, Oddworld New and Tasty, Never Alone, and Outlast were all PS Plus games. The only one I've played is Outlast, which I couldn't really count it as me playing because I actually made Carlos play it, and he was very scared. It was funny. I should have recorded it. I've played Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. I played the PlayStation version of it. Or actually, no. I think I played the HD version on PlayStation. I played it on PS3, and I just wasn't really into it, so I stopped. I don't really have an interest in this one. Pixel Junk Shooter Ultimate, Race the Sun, Road Not Taken, all PlayStation Plus games I haven't played, have no intention of playing. Actually, I've seen Resogun Race the Sun played. It actually looks kind of cool, but doesn't seem for me. Resogun's kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of like if Brick Break met Galaga. Not even Brick Break. It does have some. I don't know. It's fun, but I haven't played it in a while. PlanetSide 2 closed beta, which is weird because I'm pretty sure I just downloaded it from the thing. Maybe they. I don't even know if this is still going, but couldn't really get into this. It seems like kind of like Destiny, where it's just drop you in the middle of the action. No story really. I didn't like it. So Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. I originally played this on 360. and had a lot of fun. Uh, Basically, it's a co-op game, but it's also got some multiplayer modes. It reminds me a lot of the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. But you can play as four plants and protect your garden from like waves of zombies, or you can have like versus modes where you have objective based plays like the zombies versus the plants. You can play as either. I think it's a really fun game, and I wish more people would play it. And I want to get Spencer and Carlos to sit down and like do a let's play where we do the garden offense mode, but we'll see if that ever happens. Rogue Legacy, I have not played it for PS4 yet. Weirdly enough, I played it mostly for Vita and for PS3, but still a really fun game. Secret Ponchos, never played it. Skulls of the Shogun, I played it for like 5 seconds over Carlos's house once. It seemed like it had potential, but it didn't grab me immediately. Rocket League, a lot of people really like this game. I just not like it that much. I played like a couple matches and then just uninstalled it when I went to clean up my hard drive. Saints Row 4, re-elected. I actually platinumed this on PS3 and PS4 for 2 different trophy sets. But it's really fun. One of my favorite games on PS3 or PS4. I really like it. It built on everything that happened in 3, and you get superpowers, and you're the president of the United States. What's not to love? I think it might be the funniest game I've ever played. It really appeals to people who've played like a lot of other video games. Got Out of Hell is pretty good too. I was gonna platinum this, and I think my game glitched where I got all the collectibles, and then it still says I'm missing one of them, even though like in other parts of the menus it says I have them all. Or no, it says I have all of them in game, but the trophy still says I don't have them all. So that's bothering me. It means I'm gonna have to do another playthrough, and I don't know how I feel about that. But it's a good game. Definitely fun. It's shorter though. It kind of reminds me of Into the Nexus for Ratchet and Clank, where it's like a shortened version of the game, which the price reflects. Like I think I bought them in like a pack, so I bought them together, so I don't have any regrets. Definitely recommend both of them. I recommend 3, 4, and this one. Sound Shapes, no idea. Spelunky, I played for Vita briefly. It seemed really hard, like Rogue Legacy, but just did not seem up my alley, so I stopped playing. Sports Friends, great multiplayer game. I recommend you play that with friends, preferably those who like sports. SteamWorld Dig, no idea. Stealth Inc. 2, A Game of Clones, no idea. I played Stealth Inc. 1 on my Vita, and I was playing offline because there's no Wi-Fi where at my work. And after every level, it would ask me to connect online so that I could update my scores. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to do this every fucking level. So I stopped playing. And Star Wars Battlefront beta, I think that's closed now. But it was very fun from what I played. I might buy the game when it comes out, but we'll see. I want to see reviews for it first. I enjoyed it. It's just a matter of how much content is actually in the game. Strider, no idea. Styx, no idea. Super Exploding Zoo. This is basically an iOS game that was ported to PS4. I played over Carlos' house, and it was ridiculous. And actually, Spencer had it downloaded too, and both of them agree it's just ridiculously stupid. It's not a full game, but these were all PlayStation Plus. Super Meat Boy, Super Time Force Ultra, Surgeon Simulator, and Tesla Grad were all PS Plus games, and Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I played Super Meat Boy. It's frustrating. I could never do a Let's Play because it would just be me silently trying to go up against things and saying fuck whenever I die. But it's fun in like a I hate myself kind of way. Super Time Force Ultra, no idea what it is. Same with Tesla Grad. Surgeon Simulator is I've done 2 Let's Plays in that, which you can see now. Or not. And it's fun. It's frustrating because the controls are intentionally bad. But definitely enjoy the game. And then Binding of Isaac Rebirth, I've played a lot of this game. When I first looked at the trophy list, I was like, that's impossible. There's no way I'm ever going to get to Platinum. And now I'm only missing like 8 trophies. And the only thing I have to do is like 100% the game, which if I play enough over time, I can easily see myself doing. But it's got some really hard ones, like beat every boss with, or not every boss, but beat every like major boss with every character. And some of the characters are just bad. Or very weak, like the Lost, which can't get hit once, so that's going to be impossible. But very fun. I really, really enjoy this game. I don't know how many hours I've logged, but it's definitely more than whatever I have on Steam. Last of Us Remasters. I played this on PS3, and I was working about 50 hours at the time. And Carlos, this was one of the only games Carlos beat before me, and he just kind of like hyped it up too much. Where he was just like, "Oh, you're gonna really enjoy this part. Oh, you're gonna really enjoy this part." I'm just like, so when I got to the parts, I was like, I don't know, like it's an okay game, but like every story part, like I either saw coming or have seen done better in like other things. So I mean, it's definitely like a solid 8 or 9, but I wouldn't call it the greatest game of all time like he would. So I don't know. It's fun. I wanted to play it again on PS4. And the other thing is, I think I put it at like I put it on normal difficulty the first time I played, and I think that might have been too easy for me because that really was never really that challenged. So I tried playing it on hard in this version, and I don't know. It might be better that way. So, Playroom, Swapper, Under Swan, Tower Gun, Titan Attacks, Thomas Was Alone. No idea what any of these 5 are. I know they're either PlayStation Plus or I think this one comes installed. Thomas Was Alone. I actually played on Vita. I beat it all in one night at work. Very, very fun game. I would never do a Let's Play of it because it's a very narrative-driven game. But I recommend if you either have this on PlayStation Plus or if you see it in a Humble Bundle or something on Steam, I recommend you buy it. So we have Unmechanical Extended, Valiant Hearts, Trine 2, and Transistor. PlayStation Plus, haven't beaten any of them. Towerfall Ascension was also on PlayStation Plus, but this is actually a really, really fun multiplayer game. I recommend playing this with sports friends and stuff like that. Like when you have people over, it's a very, very fun multiplayer game. You can play this one with 2 people or 4, and it's really fun. Until Dawn, it's another horror game that like prides itself on being like, oh, we're really scary. I will say, I started playing this game I started playing it with Carlos at first, and like talking to him, it wasn't that scary. We were playing over share play, and there was a bunch of problems, but he wasn't taking it seriously, and I don't know, it didn't seem that scary. And then I started playing for like an hour or 2 without him, with headphones in, and the game is kind of scary. It's got like a pretty good vibe, so I'm looking forward to beating it. I haven't actually beaten it yet. Velocity and Zeo Drifter, they were both PlayStation Plus games. I have no idea. Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. This is actually the best console Yu-Gi-Oh! Game I've played since PS2. Basically, you go through most of the fights in all 5 of the series. So, the original, GX, 5Ds, Exel, and then I can't remember what the last one's called. I really enjoy it. I want to keep playing it. So, yeah, it's fun. I really recommend anyone buy this. It's like $20. If you enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! At all, buy it for PS4. It's definitely the best version. Or if it's on Xbox One, buy it on that too. Or not two, but one or the other. And that is every game I own. So I've gone through physical, 360, 360, physical, Steam, PS3, and PS4. So that's everything I have. If you've seen a game I own and I should play, tell me. If you think I would like a game based on games I've seen, then let me know. If you want to see a Let's Play of a specific game, then let me know. If you want to see, basically just give me your thoughts. I want as many comments as possible. So thanks for watching, and see you later.